Hey, are we on? Oh no, we're on break. Okay.
Wounded Warrior Project and over 300,000 wounded veterans, Russ Chesser will be delivering the game coin to our referees. Dr. Chesser served as an F-15 mechanic in the United States Air Force before retiring and now serves as a professor in the aviation school at Auburn University. Good morning, Dr. Chesser.
Now please welcome Mr. Roland Bell, head coach of Daytona Beach University, to give our invocation today.
Dear Lord, we thank you for this day, these teams, and this opportunity. Grant the players strength, unity, and courage. Protect every player from harm. May their effort honor you, their school, and each other. Win or lose, let them play with integrity, faith, and joy. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
All right, guys, we're live.
Your captains. First for the gold team on the near
Welcome to the 2025 Gatlinburg All-American Series. We have a thrilling day of football prepared for you as players from across the Southeast converge on Gatlinburg for some postseason football. I'm Theodore Fernandez bringing you the call today here on Field 5. I'm joined right now by Blake Biggs on the call. Blake, we have a very fun game starting with the underclassmen in the Rising Stars game here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Of course, All-American game. Been a great tradition so far. Really grown over the years to the point where we actually have a underclassmen game, and should be very fun. A lot of talented young men on this field we're going to see today, Theo.
Yeah, so right here on Field 5, we're going to have the Rising Stars game here for you, and then we're going to go into the next level games here, bringing just some of the best 8-man football players from across the Southeast here. We've got 11-man players from teams joining. We have very high level of competition, and that will be on display, and it will start with the younger guys here, you know.
Yeah, and of course they're younger, but I mean they still have made an impact on their team season, and you know, I mean for a lot of teams they're building blocks, you know, towards program success, trying to piece together a championship run, and you know they've earned their spot here today in Gatlinburg on this beautiful morning in East Tennessee. A lot of talented young men, but these are guys, you know, who are probably going to return for the All-American Bowl here in the next coming years, so be on the lookout for them. A lot of future, again, that's why it's called the Future Stars. A lot of these kids have the potential to go on and play college ball at the next level, whether that's NAIA, D3, D2, JUCO, D1. Yeah, so this is a great opportunity. We can see these guys, you know, catch them early.
Absolutely, and, you know, when you look at this game, you look at players who have contributed to their varsity teams this year, but then apologies for the brief interruption, but you've guys who have contributed to their teams in different roles this year, but then you look at the two quarterbacks who are going to head these teams as we're broken up into the Navy and the Gold squads today. You have two very talented QBs. Kobe Ward leading the Navy roster, QB from Concord Christian, threw for 1,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, 4 picks, 120 QBR. He is a very talented player, a little undersized at 5'7", but growing into it as a freshman, a guy who just shows some tremendous potential. He will be leading Navy. On the other side, we have Aaron Ashley, just an incredibly talented sophomore out of Snook Christian Academy, Foley, Alabama. Threw for 1,500, 19 touchdowns. Also ran it for 14 touchdowns. So we have two very talented, very mobile QBs, which if I know one thing about football, I know that that's a recipe for some very fun play.
Yeah, one thing to the audience, these are players from across the South and even across the country. I mean, Foley, Alabama, that's right there by the Gulf of America, formerly Gulf of Mexico. Of course, and then you got, like you said, the guy from Concord Christian, Ward. He's from Knoxville. So players from every side of the South in the country here today in Gatlinburg.
And we are underway as Gold is going to kick it off, and this ball is going to be fielded by LaShawn McKeelvon, and he is going to be brought down just shy of the 25. It's a sophomore from Mount Zion Christian, McKeelvon, 5'10", and he is going to get things started.
Yeah, great cleanup right there by the special teams, you know. Really trying to limit the ability of the return team and puts them in decent position defensively. We'll see what this offense can do as they are led by, you said Kobe Ward, I believe. Or no, excuse me, that is, let me correct myself.
No, this
here.
is Kobe Ward leading this Navy team.
That's Jacoby Mooneyhan for the Cincinnati Landmark Eagles.
Apologies for the brief interruption as
Number 2, Ethan Peterson with a stop in the backfield. It's second down.
yeah, so it appears the gold team is indeed wearing navy for this game. So apologies for the brief interruption. But Mooneyhan is just an incredibly talented player. We called him here in Gatlinburg, where he made his first career start this season and led the Cincinnati Eagles to a win.
Yeah, I believe you were on call for that
I
game.
was on call for that game, and it was a 31-0 victory. He's going to hand this ball off and won't go very far, bringing up 3rd and long. But yeah, Mooneyhan is an incredible football player.
What stands out about him, Theo?
Just he's surprisingly, he's not as mobile as you'd think. You know, he is a little undersized still as a freshman, but this man can sling it. I mean, he has a strong arm. He's not afraid to take risks. He had a completion percentage under 50%, right? The team didn't have the best season, but they are a growing team. You know, I talked to the coach at the beginning of the year. They said they expected some struggles, so.
Yeah, and I mean, he's a freshman. You know, that accuracy is only going to get better with time. Like you said, and the arm being what it is now, that should be bright side.
We're going to see the arm on display, or maybe we will not, as he's forced to get that ball out. And you just look at that pressure from the Navy roster. That was Russell Lauderdale getting there and forcing the incompletion, just laps and blocking.
Yeah, great play right there by Russell Lauderdale, as there is a flag on the play.
And this, you know, I was thinking we might see an intentional grounding as he released that ball, and
looks like we're going to get that.
Correction, Russell Lauderdale.
Yeah, so intentional grounding is the call. It did not look like he'd escaped the pocket.
Yeah.
And this brings up even more of a mess. 4th and, call this about 27 yards here.
My.
Bringing up what will almost certainly not be a fake punt. It'll be number 51, Evan Griffith, back to kick it away.
Yeah, I like to call this 4th and Memphis, Theo.
4th and Memphis. I like that one.
Well, of course, we're on the east side of the state, and Memphis on the west side. So.
Memphis is a very long way away from here, and Griffith prepares to punt it away. And this one is not going to travel a very long distance. It's just going to be downed at the 21-yard line, as that ball was going to continue to.
It took a great hop for them. Very favorable,
So
they start off in great field position on offense, Theo.
So this Navy roster, which, again, to clarify, is actually wearing white and not navy this game, they will take over at the 21-yard line. And it does not get much better than this, folks.
Yeah, so it seems confusing at first. I mean, it had us confused, but I believe they're basing the team name off the color of the number. So
you see that
white
makes a lot of sense here.
A little clarification for the audience.
So we're going to have a direct snap here, and there's a very solid chunk play to start things out with the ball going to –
is number 50, Cash Man.
Yeah, number 50.
We were talking about him earlier, Theo. You were wishing to call his name because he's a not only a rising star, but an All-American name.
It's actually Thaddeus Hammond there, Cash Man playing on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Thaddeus
that's
Hammond, sophomore from Greenville, playing for the Hurricanes.
Look at me getting mixed up.
5'9", 190 pounds. That guy is a big runner, and it looks like he'll just be back out there again to take the snap. Next to him in the backfield is Morris Smith from Florence High School in Alabama. Very talented runners, and he's going to think about giving it and take it himself, and nearly got away from the defender. That's a very, very strong solo tackle to bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it goes from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and he had that outside edge right there. He was looking for it and just could not get it. The blockers weren't there, and the defense just swarmed in right there. Great way to clean up on defense, and they've kind of held a little strong right here on this drive after being after giving up horrible field positioning.
So now we're going to see a more traditional look as quarterback Ronan Thompson. And again, we'll see a variety of QBs, I'd imagine, in this game. Ronan Thompson back there now, sophomore from Mount Bethel. He's going to fake the handoff, take it himself, and he's got some green grass, gets the first down, and sends the defender to the ground. There's a statement first down run for Team Navy.
Yeah, and that's a big hit right there. And I notice right now they're just trying to establish the run with those direct quarterback keeps right there. Just let him move, let the offensive line set the play up for you, and hit the gap and take a couple yards.
Ronan Thompson, a sophomore. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a big guy. Rushed
big
for
guy.
363 yards, 7 touchdowns on the year, and he's back there to take the snap again. This time he's going to throw it, and he's got his open man. There's a touchdown. Navy wide open in the end zone is Jacob Bean.
Yeah, great play right there. Had the pass wide open. I believe that's a flood out concept, Theo, right there where the outside receiver just cuts out on a little post right there. Great play call right there.
Jacob Bean, a tight end for the Patriots out of Chattanooga, had just 1 receiving touchdown on the year, and this is a fascinating 2-point conversion look as we've got some pre-snap motion. Thompson looking. Thompson has a number of defenders, and I love that concept as they get it to number 23, Julian Harden, for the conversion.
Yeah, that kind of reminded me of the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know if
McAfee,
you remember that
right?
play. Yeah, McAfee, yeah.
You know, the defense just didn't know what to do with that. You had a million defenders over there and just could not stop.
Yeah, a little trickeration.
Love to see it. You know, Jacob Bean caught that touchdown there. He had just 1 on the season, 183 receiving yards on the year. Clearly a very talented player. You know, playing for a Chattanooga team that struggled at times, but had a strong end to the season there.
Yeah, Chattanooga, they got a win over East Central, who ended up being the D2 national champs in the Florida tournament. I understand there were some injury bugs going on with them, but they finished the season strong, pulling off an upset.
Now Navy is back at it, or Gold rather is going to be back at it. Here's the return, which will be down right around the 25 against a similar field position.
Yeah.
As Gold looks to get some offense going. I believe that was McElvon on the return again. Now, Mooneyhan and company, let's see if we can generate a better offensive result than the negative 17 yards of offense we had last time around.
Yeah, negative 17, yeah.
Dixon on the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and the punt did not go in their favor either. So we'll see if they can drive down the field here and, you know, get some good field position to at least set up the defense better at the very least.
Got some pre-snap motion as Mooneyhan takes the snap, and he will give it to his man, big number 24, Meade Costin, running back from Lakeway Christian. He's going to pick up 3, set up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, I like that play right there. You know, the fake Y motion left and hands it off to the local guy from Lakeway, just a couple hours away from here, and get a good gain. You know, nothing crazy, just run it up the gut, get a couple yards, and, you know, hopefully move the chains, keep the drive alive.
2nd and 7 on deck now, make it a little closer to 6 actually, as Mooneyhan out of the gun, back to throw, had some pressure coming. He's going to uncork a bomb, and looked like a lot of physicality as that pass was intended for number 35, Jediah Saunders. Fans wanted a flag. I thought that was just some clean defense.
Yeah, it was some clean defense as we hear some chatter from the sideline of the Gold team, and that was a great physical play right there by the defender. May have gotten away with a little bit much, but, I mean, I'm all for it, man. Great defense right there. Whatever you can get, take it.
That was Ethan Peterson in coverage, corner from Mount Bethel Christian. Also a solid receiving option. Guy whose name we should be calling a bunch today. Or scratch, that was actually Dasani Molden. We have 2 number 2s on the field, or not on the field, but in the game for Navy. Dasani Molden, that is a name we'll call a lot. Very talented freshman.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, Theo, but I believe that's only the 3rd passing play today so far, first quarter.
Yeah, we've not seen much of that as teams look to try to establish the run. You know, with Dasani Molden, the guy who was in coverage there, as a freshman, 4 interceptions, a lot of return yards, too. Very explosive player. 53 tackles, and then 750 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns. That's
Not
a guy
bad.
who's all over the place. Also a very strong return man.
Plays both ways.
But in the meantime, it's going to be 2nd and 12 as Mooneyhan is going to step up in the pocket. A little spin move, but it does not go anywhere, and that football is out. The ball is out, and it is going the other way.
Yeah, it looked like it might have came out with that spin move or towards the end of the play right there. Maybe his knee was down. Maybe it wasn't. Doesn't matter. Navy gets the football back.
I believe that was number 6, Lyric Jackson, who recovered that fumble. And, you know, that pocket just collapsed on Mooneyhan. He had to step up, make something happen. Just got a little careless with the football.
And credit to the defensive line right there for putting pressure on Mooney.
So it's going back the other way, Navy football, as number 7 back there looking, and this play is just going to collapse on him. There's Kobe Ward, the freshman who we talked about pregame. Tried to make something happen. He's a very explosive runner, but I think the defense saw it coming, got a couple defenders. Blocking was not there, and it'll set up 2nd and long.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to, set up. It looked like it was a designed run, and Jacob Mirachadno, I believe I'm saying that right, looked like he was designed to set the block for him so he could, take it the distance, but the block never came. Must have been a miscommunication between the two.
So forward again, RPO, give, and we're going to have some creative running here by Todd Lundy, the intended target from Fulton, who is, at the end of the day, only to pick up about 3 yards, setting up 3rd and long.
Yeah, Lundy right there, I mean, way to make a move in open space, tries to get the extra couple yards and does so successfully. Great move right there. Showing off his ability. We got some shifty guys on the field, Theo.
Yes, we do. It's now 3rd and long, and it's going to be Ford again. Looking back to throw. He's got some time. He's got some space. Can he find anything? Uncorks a bomb. End zone. In and out of the hands of Moulton. We alluded to him earlier, and he just could not haul that one in.
Oh, man. He wants that one back, I know for sure. That was a great play by the offensive line to give him time, as we see on the replay there. Then he just eludes the pocket, and, the defense sends 3 when he escapes, and he's forced to throw that ball, and it ends up being a pretty good ball. Great play right there, just couldn't haul it in, and, you hate it for the young man, but great play nonetheless.
Yeah, talk about Ward. You talked about the line, but Ward being able to stay alive and deliver what was a very good ball. Now 4th down.
And he stood in there, too.
Electing to go for it, so Ward's going to take it again out of the gun. This time he faces pressure. What a block. Stepping up. Does Ward have anything? Directing traffic, taking off. Ward hit, but still on his feet. He's cutting the other way. He's cutting upfield, trying to get to the pylon, and he will be brought down just short.
Yeah, what a play right there. What a block by the offensive line. They've woken up so far. Yeah, great run as well. Just got an open space, cut it back, and got a couple more yards. Great play overall.
Number 50, Thaddeus Hammond.
He laid a hit.
Yeah,
he laid a hit.
We had pressure coming in strong. He was dead in the water, and Hammond just comes in, knocks out the defensive end, and what a much-needed defensive stop for Team Gold. As we look to fix the score bug over here, there are 8.5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Navy leads 8-0. Now Gold has the ball back with the chance for an equalizer.
The lineup in Buckeye.
So handoff, Ashley given to the running back, and that's not going to get them much, setting up 2nd and about 8. Believe that.
Good little run, found a hole, but the defense filled it quick. Not much to say there other than great defense. They're still trying to establish that run. We'll see if they go to the pass right here, Theo.
That's sophomore Ali Bangura, who has been a fantastic player this year. 1,100 yards on the ground, 12 touchdowns, and averaging just shy of 8 yards per carry. So just very powerful runner, 5'8", 175, and he's been good. And going to give the ball right off again. Another run, keeping things on the ground. This one.
Yeah, and Theo, right there, we see Allie, the Middle Tennessee Christian School product. He kind of dove forward looking for that physical contact. So a very physical runner as there's a flag on the field.
And I think we had just offsetting unnecessary roughness penalties. Didn't catch that during the play.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what whose it's on.
That won't have any result on what happens now. 3rd and 4, massive play here. You got to get something going offensively. It'll be Ashley.
Yeah, they need this one bad.
Back to pass again. Out of the gun. Looked like we might have had offsides. It's a pitch to Bangura, who is just stopped short. Only picks up about a yard, if that. And looks like we're set up for another punt.
Yeah, right there, a little outside run. Great play by the linebacker right there to clean up the play. Running back made a juke inside, but he stayed with it, wrapped him up, and got him to the ground, took care of business, cleaned it up. So see the punt.
So it's going to be Griffith back to punt again, and 3 drives, punt, fumble, punt for Team Gold. Not the start you wanted. Navy is going to have a golden opportunity to go up 2 scores with this next offensive possession as the clock dips below 6.5 minutes. Still 8-0 Navy. Griffith, and this punt goes a lot better than the first one and takes a very favorable bounce. This thing keeps going all the way to the 34-yard line. That's how you flip the field.
Yeah, that's a great punt, too. Shout out
Griffith.
Yeah, shout out Griffith. What a leg on him. Now, I know you got the stats right there. Is Griffith play any other offensive positions as well, or defense? Or
you see, we were unable to find information on Max Preps. I'm going to try to maybe do a little more digging at halftime, try to find some kind of punting profile for him, but couldn't find.
It's hard to record punting stats and kicking stats in high school.
Yeah, and even the recruiting process, for colleges, it's fascinating how they do it, but we will do some more look into Griffith playing for the Georgia Force this year. And we're back at it for Team Navy. Handoff. Here's Hammond. Hammond hesitated a little, looking to find a seam. Got a couple yards as that was Ronan Thompson backing at QB, giving him the ball, setting up second, and went for more than I thought. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And looks like they're going to go no huddle here, trying to establish the run with Hammonds.
Thompson, snap, immediately gives to Hammond, and Hammond looking for a seam, staying on his feet, plowing through defenders nearly at midfield. 1st down and more.
Yeah, great physical run right there by Hammonds. That took 1, 2, 3, 4 guys to bring him down to the ground. That's, I believe, half the team out there, nearly half of it.
Hammond at 5'9", 190, played for the Greenville Hurricanes, who unfortunately we were not able to pull stats from, but I had to imagine that he had a big role in their team's offensive game plan this year.
Yeah, not every team does put stats in on Max Preps. It's just how it is.
So Hammond's onto the sidelines for a much-deserved rest after those 2 snaps. Taking his spot is Jaden Cosper in the backfield as Thompson's at QB, and we got trips to the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and Thompson's talking to the offense.
Thompson's going to just immediately give to Cosper, who is going to get a couple as he swung down after a gain of 2.
Yeah, and again, we see more runs through this quarter than we have seen passing plays, whether that's by design or whether that's by choice. We don't really know. But, I mean, it's been a great product so far on the ground. If you're a big fan of the ground and pound
You're
and
getting it.
establishing the run, you are getting this game. And later on in the afternoon, stay tuned. We have more football.
Oh, yeah. And, it's funny. Like, this is probably the worst. Not the worst, but the least anticipated game of football.
Yeah.
As Thompson's going to keep it himself. Looking for some room, falls forward for a gain of about 2, setting up 3rd and medium.
Yeah, and I'll go ahead and say, Theo, I know on the broadcast they can't see this side of the field. I know it looks a little bare over there on that side, but this side over here of the stadium, the seats are filled.
Oh, yeah.
So
people traveled well for this, and it'll only fill up more as we get further into the day. As we approach the 4-minute mark in this first quarter,
people tend to gravitate towards good football, Theo.
Thompson dropping back, facing pressure, releases this ball, and it's a little underthrown. Intended for his man, Jacob Bean.
Yeah, it looks like it was a little bit far right off the boot right there, and just cannot route it in. And now it's 4th down, and they got a decision to make.
Yeah, so Thompson's back there, I believe, to punt, but when your punter's also your quarterback, you never know what to expect.
Beamer ball, right? Are you familiar with that term, Theo?
I am. That's
Beamer
not a
ball?
term I've heard in a while. I was trying to keep track of who is going back there for Team Gold, and it's going to be McElvine again, but I would be very, very skeptical. We have a flag, which will impact the play, and this will move things even further back now.
Looks like somebody forgot to check in.
The ref is counting the players, and, well, we forgot the math. Had a 12th man out there, so that'll back things up, and I think that just about kills the potential of a fake there.
You never know, though. You never know. It's an all-star game.
Yeah, maybe you think they worked on this yesterday?
Yeah. 100%.
Thompson to punt. And you called it. They faked it, but
to no avail.
Yeah, you see, that's not the fake I'd run from 10 yards out.
Yeah. You wish for something a little better. I don't know if you noticed on the like on the special teams protection effort right there. They kind of loaded that front line, and they aligned themselves between the gaps because they knew the ball wasn't being, they weren't punt rushing. They're going after the gunner, I guess you would say.
Yeah, and that
or the frontman.
That ball went directly to Cosper, the running back, who just kind of went straight forward and down. So great field position, but Team Navy or Team Gold has just not had offensive success today. So they've got to turn that around here as we have 3.5 to play in the first quarter.
Not a whole lot of offense so far, Theo. A lot of ground and pound and defense.
And Ashley's going to step up, run this ball himself, and be brought down after a gain of a couple. Good closeout by Julian Harden to prevent a big gain, but it will be about 2nd and 7.
Ashley on the carry, Harden on the stop. It will be 2nd down.
Yeah, and just got word, experienced some technical difficulties to everyone back home. Currently, we're going to have to do this old school style. So with 3:06 left, score is 8-0, and clock still rolling.
We will work on updating y'all on the time and score as much as possible, but for us to update you on the score, we have to have some offense.
Yeah,
we have not had any from Aaron Ashley and Team Gold.
If things
looking to change that.
Things hold up as we are, we're not going to be giving many updates.
So Ashley has time. He's going to throw it out to the flat, and a beautiful move by his running back, Mangura, who's going to take it inside the 30. Biggest play of the game for Team Gold.
And like I said, we hadn't really seen the pass, come out much today from either team. Well, there it is right there, Theo.
That's just beautiful. Found him in the flat. He already had a solid gain, and then he made the defender miss, and then he was off. That's about a 20-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's just short, simple yardage plays right there, just flat. Didn't look like it was going for much, and the run after catch led to the first down.
So just like that, knocking on the door. Another first down would put him in the red zone. Ashley takes the snap, hands it off, and this one goes to number 40, Shamad Acree.
Yeah, good read right there by Acre. It looked like it was a kind of sweep play to the outside a little bit, sweep handoff, and noticed the defender kind of had the outside lineman's number, and looked like he wanted to cut outside, cut inside super quick, and made an adjustment and salvaged the play right there. So great read right there by the running back.
Be 2nd and 8 as Ashley's back to throw. Gonna get this ball off into the end zone. It's the flow, and it's nearly pulled in off the deflection. That pass was intended for tight end Caden Solards, and that ball was just up in the air. The tip drill couldn't find it, and it falls onto the ground.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Now you set yourself up for a long 3rd down, so we'll see if they go back to the well and try and get something rolling in the pass game right here, Theo.
I just approached this 2 plays to get 8 yards, right? You know
absolutely.
What your situation is here.
I mean, maybe we see a field goal, but who knows?
Especially,
maybe they be aggressive here, you know? What were you saying? Sorry.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that in the freshman game, but this would be a long kick. We'll see what Ashley can do. He's going to pitch it off to Bangura, who is going to fight his way forward. Very solid chunk play, setting up a 4th and short.
Yeah, and you're right there, Theo. They're going to go for the 2-down approach. What's it called? This is 4-down territory, I believe is the term. Yeah, great run right there.
So this is where Ashley really excels. You know, he threw for 1,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, 10 picks, but he ran for 650 yards, 14 touchdowns. These short situations where he can make his decision, but he's actually going to split out wide at receiver.
And come back in.
We got Bangura with 2 blockers, and I believe this one's going to go straight forward. He's going to fight, trying to find something, and it does not look like – oh, no! No, he moves the pile. How did –
Yeah, great work by the offensive line to push the pile there, and they salvaged the drive right there. Looked like it was going to be a loss on 4th down.
Yeah, we're going to need another look at this one. Wow.
Yeah, 27 seconds left. I believe you stopped the clock momentarily.
I thought he was dead in the water, and next thing you know, he's spinning for the 1st down. What a play.
Looking for their first score, too, going into the 2nd quarter.
That's just pure fight right there.
Oh, yeah. That's weight room, buddy. First down, goal. And the clock will continue at 25 running currently, 8-0.
This should probably be the final play of the first quarter, assuming they keep it on the ground.
Yeah. If they get the ball, if they get the snap off.
Down to 13 seconds and counting. They're not in any rush, so I might not see it.
They may just try and draw them off here.
Ashley with 5 seconds will snap, shotgun throw, end zone, and there is a PI. That pass was intended for Tripp Houston, who was grabbed and just had the cornerback Molden beat. Really got to be physical there and got a little too overzealous, so this will set Team Gold up with a 1st and goal. I believe they will. You know,
this will go into the 2nd quarter.
The clock would stop. I don't think we're in any rush to correct that. So that right there will be the end of the 1st quarter. All Navy for most of the game. And now Gold knocking on the doorstep. We'll see if they can get in the end zone when we return. And we apologize for the delay there as Ashley delivers a strike to number 15 in the flat.
That was a quick turnaround.
So I believe they said that, yes, there should have been time left because the clock ran out after the PI, so I believe they just said come back, do one untimed play.
Ah, okay.
And then we will likely go to the quarter because they haven't started the clock and they haven't switched that. So I believe that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
But we have an offensive holding, which makes things a lot worse for Team Gold. And
missed opportunity for sure.
Are we going to go to break here? Yeah, so that will be the end of the first quarter. So that play really comes and costs Gold going from great position to now first and long after that holding. We'll find out if they can get in when we return.
I'll be there.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
All right, guys, we're back.
We are back here in Gatlinburg for the second quarter of what's been a fun start to this Rising Stars game. Blake, what's been your takeaway from the first 15 of action?
Love the run game, but I would love to see that ball go in the air a little bit more. I feel like there's a lot of talent on the receiving end. We just have not been able to see it. And there's also a lot of talent on the secondary, which may be strategic while they want to keep it on the ground. But
you know,
like there's timeout.
One of the things that I've noticed as, this works perfect, giving us a little chance to dissect what we've seen. One of the things I've noticed, they've really attacked Asani Molden, the really talented corner. As Gold's done a lot more throwing of the ball than Navy has. They've targeted him a couple times. He had the near touchdown completion to Caden Sullards, who almost pulled it in after the deflection. You had the drawn PI a moment ago. You've had plays out of the flat. So they're kind of starting to trust Aaron Ashley to throw it around a little bit, whereas Gold has just been ground and pound all day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's kind of, they may be testing the quarterback's arm a little bit here and trying to get him to throw it in the air. They may have some kind of, coverage scheme drawn up for him. So we shall see.
Now, it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 18 as Ashley's looking. Ashley facing pressure, releases into the end zone, passes hauled in. It's a touchdown for Team Gold. Number 52, Trip Houston. What a snag.
Yeah, great play right there. Just had two guys trailing him into the end zone, and he just hits the fade post. Little combination. Kind of looked like both, honestly, Theo. And just hauls it in. What an incredible catch right there, man. What an incredible catch. It looks like they sent the double team for him, Theo.
They say put it where only your man can get it, and Aaron Ashley certainly did that.
Yeah, great play. Great throw right there, too. Let me go ahead and say that. Fantastic throw. Put it right where it needed to be.
Well, does that satisfy your want to see some passing? Does that do it for you?
Yeah, that does it.
So now Griffith, who's handled the punting, already punting twice, will also kick the PAT here for Team Gold. You could go for the tie with a 2-point conversion, but they trust Griffith, wanting to get him some reps in this All-American game. Rising Stars game, that is. Many of these players will be All-Americans in the coming years. And his kick is blocked, but it's picked up by 7. He's fighting for the end zone.
And they don't let him advance it?
Yeah, it said his knee was still down when he caught it. Come on, let the kids play, man.
I mean, but that'd be considered a fumble at that point, would it not, if it's a block kick? And he
Yeah, but I think
advances it?
because his knee was down when he caught it, like so
Oh,
they're
okay,
saying he's
okay.
down by,
Okay.
Well, it's hard to you can't really kick a PAT if you don't have the blocking, and they did not. Got to be a great feeling to block a kick.
Yeah. I've never been able to block a kick before, but I bet it hurts your hands. Anybody in the YouTube comment section, if they can clarify whether it hurts to block a kick or not, please let us know. I am curious.
I also want to know, as a kicker, how terrifying is it seeing a bunch of dudes just barreling at you?
Yeah. It's got to be scary, especially when there's like three of them that are twice your size.
Forget whose team it was. One of the NFL kickers had a season-ending injury, getting hit on a kick, leg fully extended and just got laid out. Thankfully, we haven't seen that here. Griffith to kick it away. This kickoff is going to go out of bounds, maybe a little shaken from the blocked kick. So this will set up good field position for Team Navy.
Yeah, it looked like he was just trying to pin it inside that, 20, 15-yard line kind of area, and just was not able to do it on the return right there. Or, excuse me, not on the return, the kick.
Free kick out of bounds. It will be 1st and 10 from the 35.
So 8-6 is your score, Navy leading. And coming in at QB is going to be Kobe Ward this time around. You've seen him and Thompson kind of trading drives. Ward, a very talented dual threat QB.
Yeah.
And the local guy, as we talked about, from Concord Christian in Knoxville. Back to throw, facing pressure, steps up, survives, uncorks a bomb, and
Pass on the play is incomplete.
Looks like the receiver got tripped up right there, Theo.
Yeah, receiver got tripped up, and then they also knocked into. That was trying to figure out. That was number 3, Trey Tigner, who was trying to make the pick and just got hit as he was trying to track that ball down. But good survival instinct by Ward. Good job stepping up and trying to make something happen. And we're starting to see him fly a little.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm glad they're starting to air it out a little bit because, like you said, he has an arm, and he's a little bit undersized, but that's to his advantage.
Now they return to the ground game, and we've got some contact initiated there by the back. Going to set up 3rd and about 7 yards.
Yeah, and that's Isaac Griffith right there, Evangel product. Obviously, to consistent viewers of our channel, we all know about Evangel and what they've been able to pull off in recent years, and they've sent a lot of guys here, Theo. A lot of guys here.
Griffith, as a sophomore, rushed for just shy of 400 yards, 7 touchdowns. Getting that kind of involvement on that team is always a big
contributor
thing as a sophomore. And here's the throw. They finally were able to connect with Molden. We've called his name a lot defensively, but catches it for the first down. Pickup of 8 yards.
Yeah, great pass play right there. Looked like a little slant, hit him early, and great pickup right there of a first down. Big chunk play right there. But no, Theo, we were kind of talking about the teams that are being represented here today in the All-American games. You're going to have some teams that are championship caliber, and then you're going to have some teams, who are not so as much. But you know what? It doesn't matter. When these guys line up, spot the ball.
Absolutely, as Ward facing pressure again. Defense in pursuit. He has to take it himself, and that turns into a nice solid play of about 5-6 yards.
Yeah, again, right there, Ward, we were kind of talking about, how he's on the smaller side of the ball. And, again, like I said, he kind of uses that to his advantage. There's not much of him to grab. And, he quickly escapes the defensive line coming after him, and he runs for a good gain.
And that was actually, believe it or not, Aaron Ashley, the QB, who was in pursuit there. He's playing both ways right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he plays defensive back mainly.
And you'll see that a lot in 8-man. A lot of quarterbacks, they'll play like linebacker, safety, or corner oftentimes.
Ashley actually had 15 tackles on the season defensively. Picked off 5 passes.
Yeah.
That's impressive, and clearly can rush the passer too.
one of those all-around guys. I think it's called Ironman athlete.
Ironman athlete. You know, 8-man football was originally called Ironman football, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Here's Ward taking it himself again. Turns 2nd and 10 to about 3rd and 4. Strong rush. As the score right now, yeah, team
8-6.
Team Navy leads 8-6 as
Yep.
we get our score bug corrected. Now 3rd down, midfield, short, probably a 4-down territory here, I'd imagine, with the way coaches have been aggressive early on. Ward, snap, fakes pitch, looking, defenders in pursuit. He's going to go backwards, and that is a huge sack for Team Gold, number 34.
Yeah.
Chris Kuhn had 40 tackles on the season out of Benford Christian in Louisiana, makes the play.
Yeah, great play right there by the defensive line to sniff out the quarterback draw, I guess you could say. Not draw, direct QB snap run. And, you know, they played contained because, hey, we know he's going to run up the middle and kick it out. And that's exactly what they did, and it worked well. And now they get the ball back.
Well, we saw the fake punt to drive ago. Will we see it again? We will not. As Thompson is going to punt it away. It's going to die a little on the bounce, and this ball will be downed at about the 23-yard line. Now it's going to roll back to the 21.
And great punt right there. Just keeps it in play. Keeps the nothing too crazy, not like a block punt or anything, or like a whiff or anything like we saw earlier in the game. It's been a pretty clean game so far, Theo.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, penalties have been a factor in this game, but I mean, it's just been like holding and like DPI, nothing just too crazy. Not been real chippy much at all.
So Mooneyhan is going to head back in for Team Gold. We saw Ashley take the last couple drives. The freshman from Ohio back out there. Snap, handoff, running back hit at the line. A host of defenders bring him down. Trying to figure out who that ball was given to. Was not able to catch the number, but it will be 2nd and 10.
Now, Theo, I'm curious. I believe it'd be Kansas City East is the team with the longest drive from here because they're from Kansas City, Missouri. But I mean, a lot of teams, a lot of states, a lot of cities represented, a lot of schools, a lot of programs.
We have a bunch of players from Kansas City East. That's probably a fun little road trip for everybody coming in from there. Louisiana might be close too to that. As Mooneyhan's going to take it off, run for his life, go down and hit late.
No flag.
Well, I'll tell you, in the college program, that flag is coming out instantly for that.
Yeah.
You know, defenders also probably getting stoned to death after the hit. But no ill intent on that late hit. Just hard to control the body. So.
And it's just momentum.
Yeah.
It's momentum. And I feel like the ref kind of understood, like, hey, it's hard to stop your momentum as a football player when you're trying to go for the ball. And in the sense where he slides to take protection, I mean, that's a smart play right there.
So now Mooneyhan, 3rd down. Looking to follow the momentum of the previous drive. See if he can convert it. Fake handoff, back to throw, gets some blocks, and just runs into a wall. There was 77. That's going to be Russell Lauderdale. We've called his name earlier.
Yeah.
He's generating a lot of pressure as the nose tackle here.
Yeah, the Springwood product steps up. Defensive line did a great job of pinching in and getting after that quarterback. I believe they had 3 guys back there on him, overpowered that offensive line. You know, Theo, I am curious how much, like, each offensive line can bench, clean lift, and squat, like this combined. Probably a lot.
Probably more than I can, man.
Oh.
These are underclassmen in high school. This punt is going to take a bit of a favorable bounce, but go out of bounds. So now Navy's going to take over in opposing territory, looking to extend their 8-6 lead.
This is one of those, like I was talking about earlier, Theo. It's kind of one of those, like, Big Ten kind of matchups where you don't see a lot of passing. You see a lot of running, and you see a lot of good defense, a lot of defensive line play. You know, like how we were talking about that in the car. That was
Yes, we were.
very reminiscent.
Me and Blake got a lot of FaceTime driving up from Starkville and Tuscaloosa, and we're not going to watch SEC football here today, but
No.
we're
Don't believe
watching
there's any SEC football going on today.
No, there is not. Army-Navy, though, which is almost
That'll be a great game,
even
yeah.
better.
I'll be keeping an eye on that.
So it's Thompson back in at QB for Navy as we're about a third of the way through the second quarter, and pre-snap whistles, I believe, will back this up.
Flag on the field.
Yeah, it will be a false start. I was waiting to see if we saw the defender jump, but I think the offense drew him. So 1st and 15, job gets a little harder as they're pushed back to the 50.
Yeah. And, you know, we're starting to see those penalties come into more abundance now, Theo.
So Thompson, back to throw, facing pressure, gets this ball out, and that'll offset the initial penalty ball given to James Carmack. First time.
Yeah, and you offset. Sorry, go ahead, Theo.
No, I apologize. I just had my
You're
names
good.
mixed up. The ball goes to Lundy, whose name we called earlier.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's get that corrected. What's it called? Yeah, like you said, rolling off what you said, you do offset the penalty, but you lose a down right there. So, kind of a tough situation, Theo.
Yeah, so now 2nd and 10. It's just like he threw an incomplete pass as we are under 8.5 to play in this half. And Ward came back into the game to deliver a throw, and just a lapse of coverage defensively. He had Jacob Bean, who is beginning to have himself a day here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Just found himself wide open to that sideline right there. And great pass, you know, puts it on the money. Nothing crazy. Doesn't try and overdo it. And that levels concept got him. Got the defense.
Well, now we're at 3rd and about a half yard here. And I never agree with the decision to go out of the gun in these situations. But that's what Ward will do. And it doesn't matter because he gives it right to Cosper, who dives forward, 1st down and more.
Yeah, Ward right there. That's a great run. Very physical run, too.
Yeah, so the early trend seems to be that Ronan Thompson comes in for, you know, some of these early down situations, and then when you need to throw the ball, Ward comes in, maybe more trusted as a passer. Fumble on the handoff. Just a miscommunication. It's picked up by number 11, Cooper Jones, and that is a momentum shifter.
Yeah, and you hate to see that. Looked like there's a little bit of miscommunication on the handoff. I believe that's one of those miscommunications you see typically on an option play, right, where the running back wants to take it and the quarterback is like, I'm going to pull it away last second, and it just gets lost in the space between. And ball was on the ground, and the defense scooped it up. Great play right there to sniff it out. D-line was back there pretty early.
Yeah.
And, you know the old saying, early bird gets the worm. And I guess in this case, the early bird gets the football on the ground, Theo.
It's even better than a worm, if you ask me, as Gold have the ball. Ashley is going to pitch. And here's some tough running. Getting big play. This is Meade Costin from Lakeway Christian.
Yeah, a little triple option right there. That was a smart play to pitch it right there, and got a good surplus of yards right there. It's good enough for a 1st down, Theo.
Yes, it is, as we're just over halfway through this second quarter. Clock's going to continue to roll. You know, we've seen Ashley do some very good things leading this offense early on. I mean, he's a tough player, delivering strikes,
Yeah.
you know, making the correct reads on the option, as he said. Now 1st down. He's going to give it here to 42, who's going to run this ball past midfield into opposing territory. How about Lawrence Muldrow Jr.?
Yeah, what a run right there on the little sweep play right there, and great way to get outside. He kind of dips back in the backfield a little bit and ends up being okay because he he bounces it outside of the line and gets a great rush, man. What a run.
Muldrow from Mount Zion Christian with the play. I believe that's the first time he's touched the ball today. Bringing up 2nd and about 4.
I wouldn't be surprised if they run it with him again. He's a very physical runner. He runs hard.
Right, especially in the short yard situation. Just continuing to move the chains, and Ashley decided to take it himself and ran into about the whole Navy defensive line. No gain there. I actually think he's going to lose a yard.
Yeah, and right there, I believe Ashley saw the hole in the inside, and the linebacking core just hit it hard and cleaned it up.
Yeah, that closed fast, and Ashley is going to head to the sidelines as Mooneyhan's going to come in for this 3rd and
looks like Ashley's holding
5.
his nose or his mouth area. Maybe he got, popped.
Maybe
Hope he's okay.
Imagine probably drew a little blood with him grabbing it in the towel, but Mooneyhan comes in, the freshman, trying to make something happen. He's got
Big 3rd down.
Bangura next to him in the backfield, 2 receivers each side. He's back. He's got some time. He's going to step up. Mooneyhan, oh, he had a wide open man. Just could not hit him. Minkelvine just got open, beat the defender, and that pass just a little off the mark.
Yeah, and you hate that because, man, that is something they needed bad this stage of the game. And it kind of puts them in a weird position at midfield. Do we punt? Do we go for it? What happens if we don't get it? But just looks like a little bit of communication. Looks like Mooneyhan just wanted his receiver to cut towards the sideline a little bit and just aired it out a little bit to the right, and receiver was just not there to make the play.
Give the defense credit after, the front 7 really struggled to get to him early in that play.
Yeah.
Closed out fast and just rushed
Forced
his
the ball
decision-making just enough to force a little off target. So here we go, another 4th down. Seems like we've had so many of these already. And we have a timeout called by Gold. So huge 4th down coming up, 4.5 to play. We'll bring it to you in just a minute.
Yeah, while we got a break in the action, maybe we'll announce our crew for today's game. So your main camera operator is Andrew Hasley, and I've got a hot mic. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Your commentators for the Rising Stars game, we have, and I just drew a blank. Blake Biggs is your color commentator, and Theo Fernandez is your play-by-play commentator. Simon Stafford is operating the scoreboard, which is a little glitchy this first quarter, or first half rather. Hopefully we'll get that corrected going forward. And I'm Scott Stafford. I'll be your producer for this game and all the games today at field number 5 for the Gatlinburg All-American Games. So with that, guys, I will turn it back to you. It looks like we're coming out of the timeout.
We love our production crew here, making it possible. And you think this has been a rough ordeal getting set up. It's always eventful. It's always hectic. We have another game that's going to start on the other field, so we're going to be all over the place, and it would not be possible without the great production work that we do here on 8-Man Extreme. A lot of really hard-working people to make this possible. But for now, it looks like we will have Mooneyhan back. Maybe a punt, maybe going to go for it. He will. He's going to throw that ball out and just smothered. They were all over that, trying to find Bangura, but there was just nowhere to go with that ball. Falls incomplete, going the other way.
Yeah, it looks like it originally looked like it was going to be a run play, but I think it was a designated pass play. Somebody was supposed to be open in the flat. I guess the route never got ran, and that ball falls in no man's land.
So actually, the benefit of having gotten to call a Cincinnati game earlier this year, that's what they've tended to do with Mooneyhan this year, where they bring him out there for the option. He punted 10 times this year, averaging 36 yards per attempt. So could have gone either way with that one. Thought he had something offensively and did not, as now this ball is going to be handed off to Cosper, who won't have much to speak of there. Ward in at QB again for Team Navy.
Yeah, great run right there. Again, you know, like I said, establishing the run early in the drive is what these teams like to do, especially in these all-star games, because oftentimes, more than not, the secondary is really good in some of these teams.
Yeah, and there's been talent here today.
Yeah.
So now Ward on 2nd and 9. Takes the snap. Another immediate handoff, and this one's going to go a lot better than the last attempt. Ball given to Maurice Smith. Set up 3rd and short. Maurice Smith, now, we have a lot of smaller schools. We have a lot of 8-man schools. Maurice Smith
as well
plays in Florence, Alabama at AHSAA 7A.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Florence High School, wow.
Florence High School. So this is not your typical not your typical player in this game, as he is going to get the ball again and move the pile again. And just a very, very big, strong running back here, and obviously is played at a very high level.
Yeah, 7A, that's probably one of the highest levels you can get. I know Mississippi has 7A. I don't think Tennessee has 7A just yet. But yeah, Mississippi, Alabama, they're two states that have 7A, 6A, 5A. A lot of talent coming from both states.
So here's Thompson, going to take it himself again on 4th down, and he's going to be stuffed. Huge defensive stop for Gold. This ball is going the other way.
Yeah, and a lot of momentum right now, starting to swing in Gold's favor, Theo. Great defensive stop right there. I mean, they just swarmed back there. It's like they knew. It's like they knew their playbook. They knew that was going to happen.
Well, yeah, Thompson's tried to take it a bunch. He's tried to lead a bunch of plays with the option, and that one didn't fool anybody. He ran it 82 times this season. He averaged, not great at math, but I believe he averaged just over 4 yards a carry at 363 yards, and it's a very big red zone short yardage threat. Now Mooneyhan's going to take it the other way, trying to take the lead for Gold in what might be the final real drive of this half with 3 minutes to play.
Little screen set up.
Get this ball out the screen.
Just falls apart.
How about Molden on the hit, applying the pressure? This screen was given to Milo Guidell, playing for KC East. So
yeah, it looks right there.
We talked about.
Looks right there. It's just a little comeback wide receiver screen, and the defense, as you see, everybody shifted towards the receiver right there. They knew where that ball was going.
So Mooneyhan's going to go to the sideline, get the play, come back out as we dip under 2.5 to play in this half. Be pretty big momentum-wise to go out and take a lead heading into the second half of action. Mooneyhan in the gun. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen. They're going to motion one out, and he's going to pitch this ball to Bangura, who will pick up a couple, not much.
All for none, but there's a flag on the far left sideline.
Yes, there is, and I believe this will be an offensive holding. Will be on the offense.
Again, penalties killing drives, Theo.
You know, and this is one of the things that you know to expect in the Rising Stars game, right? You know, you build a lot of discipline your junior, senior year, and you learn more about playing clean football. And these guys haven't necessarily had all the same reps that some of the upperclassmen have.
Yeah,
so
well said.
This has got to be a very big learning experience, and something where Coaches are probably shaking their head watching this, but they know that these guys
Yeah.
will only continue to grow and develop as players.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, these are mistakes everybody has to learn at every position. So
And this game's certainly a big opportunity to grow heading into next year. Mooneyhan rolling out. Heavy pursuit. He's going to get this ball out. He's got a man first down.
yeah, great play right there. What a catch. What a throw and what a run right there by the wide receiver.
That was Tripp Houston, who had the excellent touchdown grab earlier, quickly emerging as the primary target for this team.
And what number was Tripp Houston again?
52.
52. 52 was catching the ball, ladies and gentlemen. That is not a number that typically plays wide receiver.
Yeah, now Houston also plays a lot of linebacker from what I've gathered from Max Prep's other outlets, but yeah, 52.
Yeah.
Catching the ball, man.
Yeah. Never
That's
thought
fine.
I'd hear that.
So we're down to 40 seconds all of a sudden. I think everyone lost track of the time a little as we heard the sideline give kind of a sense of urgency. And I believe that Team Gold just called its second timeout as that play didn't really go anywhere. So it's going to be 2nd and 12. We got 34 seconds to play in the half. And it's one of those situations where it's just difficult to get something going knowing that you have such limited time.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been hard to for both teams really, whether that be through penalties or just through defense. Both teams' defenses have been very strong so far in this game. Not to discredit the offense at all, but the offense just has not been able to move the ball because of the defense and because of penalties. And you know, if I'm Gold right now, I'm not liking my odds. I'm gonna just say screw it. Let's air this ball out.
Let's air it out.
Let's send 4 down the field. Let's go 4 verts right here.
I'm getting this ball to Tripp Houston again, man. He's had a lot of success, and
Yeah, number 52.
this has been a good drive for Gold. It's taken 2.5 minutes to get to this point. So
A line up
at
4
the
wide.
47, you're really just one big play away from being on the doorstep. So Mooneyhan looking, trying to find something, throws this ball and in and out of the hands of his man, McElvon, and that's one you got to haul in.
My man, that's a tough one right there. From my angle, it looked like he had it in, but I guess the ref saw something I didn't and made the call right there.
No, yeah.
Did he
I
fumble
thought-
it a little
yeah,
bit?
I don't
Yeah.
think it. I thought he just dropped the
because
ball.
he kind of basketed the ball, try to bring it in, and
Yeah, I mean, that was right in there and just couldn't haul it in.
just
but
didn't survive the ground.
now it's going to turn it into 3rd and long, and you'd likely, presumably, just punt it away to ensure, you go to the half with the same score if you can't generate offense here. Mooneyhan. They're bringing some heat. He's going to uncork this, and that one went to Dasani Molden, who had the pick in his hands, and back-to-back drops on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, and the past 2 plays, he just has not had luck on that side of the field throwing to it. But, even though it's a dropped interception, that's still an incompletion. That's a good defensive stat to have as a cornerback or as
That's a
a
pass
secondary player.
defended, which Molden had no shortage of those this season. He's just a very athletic player. 10 passes defended in addition to his 4 picks. 5'8", 165, only going to get bigger, only going to get faster. He's a freshman. I mean, this is a very talented football player. So now 4th down. They will keep the offense out. Mooneyhan facing pressure. Ball is out. Fortunate to pick that up. How about the lineman?
Yeah.
Number 71, that's Nate Cook. Always love to shout out the big guys making the play and ensuring that nothing happens.
Cover
We do
the
have
ball.
an injury on the field, so we will step away for a moment, come back for the final 14 seconds of this half.
Zoom away from it. Oh.
All right, we will return here for the final seconds of this half. Lyric Jackson was able to walk off the field, defensive end for Indianapolis. Crispus Attucks, that's a relatively far drive from here.
Where'd you say it was again?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a pretty long drive. I know you said you drove to Indianapolis one time.
Yeah, I drove
Oh.
to India last year for some Big Ten football,
Oh,
Big Ten
wow.
championship. It was an $8 ticket, so I passed. I decided to center my day around the Big Ten, and I got there and then realized I had to watch Big Ten football.
Oh no.
No,
That's the worst.
hey, it was like a 45-37 game. It was actually pretty enjoyable, but we have 14 seconds here heading into halftime.
Listen, I'll just go ahead and say $8 ticket couldn't be the SEC, right?
Just means more.
Just means more.
I will say this year the tickets were about $600 with Indiana and Ohio State, so Oregon and fans, I guess, just didn't want to travel cross country for that game.
And I don't blame them.
So now 14 seconds from midfield. It's going to be Thompson, and I would have to imagine that you are probably not getting super aggressive here. And apparently I'd imagine wrong because he's out. Pursuit and sack is made, but we have a flag in the backfield. Carfield makes the play, getting the sack, and the penalty was an offensive holding, so the sack does stand. Carden makes the play. Well, apologies, I was unaware, but we do not have video right now, as viewers are probably realizing. So we got to embrace our roots, tradition, radio. So we'll do the best to bring you guys colorful coverage, as this will be the final play of the half. 3 seconds. Thompson, he tried to find Molden, and Molden's had a bit of a hands issue today, as that one goes in and out. So we saw some offense early. We have not seen much since. Each team scoring 1 touchdown. The 2-point conversion, the difference maker right now. Navy leading 8-6. And we will get out of here, come back, and hopefully get the video issues sorted out and give you guys some analysis heading into the second half of football. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for the patience hanging with us. And we hope to bring you guys coverage of the rest of the game. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Let's hear it for your Smoky Showcase Cheer Squad! Brooke Cuthbertson of the Freedom Cowboys. Nevada Cosper from Lighthouse Homeschool Athletics. Ayla Venus of the Pack Panthers varsity cheer team. Nicole Ham from the Freedom Cowboys. Sophia Castle from the Freedom Cowboys. Golisick from the Pack Panthers, Lori Armstrong from Ezekiel Academy, Alexa Burbage from the Ezekiel Knights, Alexandria Wilhelm from the Ezekiel Knights, Caroline Schaefer from Southern Christian Athletics, Lily Bradshaw from Southern Christian Athletics, Presley Cody from the Freedom Cowboys, Cheyenne Cosper from the Lighthouse Homeschool Athletics, Sophia Hall from the Pack Panthers varsity cheer team, Ashlyn Finney from Southern Christian Athletics, Avery McCulloch from Ambassador Christian, your head coach April Brand, and your assistant coach Jennifer Eicher.
Welcome back to the second half here of the Rising Stars game here at Gatlinburg Pittman High School. I'm Theodore Fernandez, joined on the call by Blake Biggs, and we apologize for the technical difficulties here with the broadcast. We are struggling to get our video working, but I assure you James Shannon and the entire production team are doing everything they possibly can to try and get you guys this video as soon as possible. We know that everyone wants to obviously watch the game being played, and it has been a good one. So we are working eagerly to get that for you. In the meantime, me and Blake will try to do our best to give you radio-style coverage, try to be as colorful as we can with everything that's happened on the field, and we ask for your continued patience and hope that you stick with us as we try to bring you the best coverage of this really special event that we can here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Little old school style right here, Theo.
Yeah, right? I mean, this is how we used to do it, right? This is
Oh.
a cultural experience as the second half is underway. Evan Griffith kicks it off, and this one almost reached the end zone, instead rolling out of bounds around the 2-yard line. So Team Gold just kicked it off. Navy will start with the ball. We have an 8-6 game. Navy leads. Each team scored 1 touchdown. Jacob Bean getting the scoring started for Navy. They got the subsequent 2-point conversion in the first half. On the very first drive of the game, they have not scored since. Meanwhile, Gold answered early in the second quarter on a great catch by Tripp Houston. So it's currently 8-6, and Kobe Ward takes the snap on first down for Team Navy, and he hands it off to his running back, who's going to have a 10-yard gain for the first down. That ball went to
At the 45-yard line.
Yeah, it was Morris Smith who was handed the ball, getting it to the 45. From the 45, Ward
Quick snap.
takes the snap. It was high, and he was blitzed by a number of defenders. It was number 8, Aaron Ashley, who's played quarterback for Team Gold, also has done a fantastic job.
Yeah, Ward just faked the handoff and slipped outside, try to get something there, but the edge container was there, and that's a loss of yardage right there for second down. They are spotted at around the 41-yard line.
So now Ward has to take the snap on second down. He hands off, and there's Smith who ran the ball. He ran it up the right side for about 8 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line.
Yeah, good run right there.
Third down, actually.
Yeah, third down. They're spotted at the 47-yard line. Great physical run as they line up in 4 wide stack.
Okay, so here's shotgun snap with 2 wide receivers out to each side and Smith in the backfield. Kobe Ward is going to take it. We've got a lot of defenders up, maybe a blitz. They might pull back. Ward takes the snap, shotgun, pressure. He steps up. He's running. Ward, throw on the run. He's got a wide open receiver. He has a wide open Milo Guidell.
Yeah, Ward did a great job of escaping the pressure right there, stepping up in the pocket, escaping rightward on his field point of view, and just dumps it off right at the line of scrimmage.
So Ward,
for a big gain.
Yeah, like you said, Guidell was just open right around the opposing 40-yard line. So that's about a 15-yard completion on third down, moving the chains. Great improvisation to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, and it looked like Ward wanted to commit to the run right there and kind of step back just to make sure he was behind the line of scrimmage. That way it wouldn't be forward passing, and dumps that ball off in the flat right there. His receiver was left on an island.
Yes, he was. So we've got 13:20 to play in this third quarter. Ward in the shotgun. Smith next to him in the backfield. Snap. Pressure. They're coming. They're closing in on Ward, who's going to run it. And he's going to escape the pocket, get about 3 yards before being leveled by the defender, Langston Young, out of Faith Christian Homeschool in Mississippi. And Ward will set up about 2nd and 8. So now they're going to stay in the shotgun, go up-tempo here. Yes, it was Langston Young. It was, even the PA announcers got a little confused. Ward, quick screen off to the sideline. This ball goes to James. Or I apologize, I had my teams mixed up. This ball goes to Todd Lundy, who's been active. And so Lundy had a reception for about 3 yards, but then we had some festivities after the snap with the teammates. Teams getting into, I wouldn't call it a scuffle, but words were exchanged, and the refs just threw a flag. So we're going to see what the call is and update you. And we had offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, so nothing will happen because of that. So it's going to be second down and about 8 yards from the 31-yard line for Team Navy, leading 8-6 with 12.5 to play.
Yeah, and Thea, I should mention they are lining up way more wide this second half than they are the first half.
Yes, they are. So they're really spaced out as Ward takes a really low snap that hits the ground. Hands off to Morris Smith, who ran it right up the middle. Powerful, had a spin move in there, and had a first down. Now I have to correct something I said earlier. There are multiple Morris Smiths playing football in the Southeast. I got confused on it and got corrected. He plays for Concord Christian, Morris Smith, and he's a very good player for that program. And has had a big day today.
Yeah, so they'll spot it at the 23 now, Theo, with 12:13 left. 8-6, your score so far as they line up tight.
So Thaddeus Hammond is going to take the ball here. The linebacker, he had a run. He had a gain of about 2 yards, was hit, and the ball was knocked out. It is a fumble, and it was recovered by Team Gold. So this is going the other way. Huge swing as Team Navy was approaching the red zone. Could not see who made the hit, but this is a fumble.
Yeah, the defense did a great job of filling in the gap really well right there. Just filled it in. They did a kind of the designed run, kind of wildcat to the running back right there, set him at the quarterback position, did a fake handoff, and then sent 2 guys lined up in the running back, almost like the UNLV go-go offense where they send 2 guys at running back on the same side. They stack them, and then they send them in a kind of in a gap play right there. So
it was James Carmack from John Paul Catholic in North Carolina who forced the fumble. Now Aaron Ashley takes the snap for Gold out of the shotgun. He's going to hand off to his running back, Ali Bangura, a guy who's gotten the ball a lot. And the shotgun run went for about 2 yards, setting up 2nd and 8. And Team Gold is starting from about their own 24-yard line as we're under 12 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Hey, Theo and Blake, this is Scott. I'm going to restart OBS, so we're going to break away for a minute. If it doesn't come back in just a minute, we will bring a new stream back up on the YouTube channel, so you'll have to go to the 8-Man Extreme YouTube channel to see it, but we're thinking this is the only way to fix the video is if we restart our streaming software.
Okay, guys, so I've just gotten an update from our
the whole world just heard that. So
okay, great.
Yep. So we'll be right back, and apologies for the technical issues.
We hope to see you guys shortly. Any offense, any points at all in about the past 17 minutes of game time. So Ashley has led a very solid drive. And one of the things that we've seen as this game has continued is that just so many different players have rotated in and out. We're really, the spirit of these games is always to get guys involved, and both programs have done a great job of doing that. So right now, it's going to be 2nd down and 10 with Ashley back to throw for Team Gold. He drops back in the shotgun. He releases to his man. This is going to go to number 15, Caden Solards, the Georgia Force tight end. It was a rollout. He hit Solards on the right side of the field for a gain of about, they said he got just enough for the first down. So for a gain of 10, moves the chains, and they are inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, right there on the tackle. Should say that Molden right there had a very physical helmet to knees / legs tackle right there. Still first down, but still a great physical tackle right there by Molden. routine. Take out the legs.
So Ashley, 1st and 10, shotgun snap, facing pressure, throw, and this pass was intended for Jedediah Sanders and hit him in the hand. Saunders rather hit him in his hands, but really good defense by the secondary of Navy forced an incompletion. Going to be 2nd and 10. They hit him on a little slant route, and he just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, very physical right there. There's some hand, hand-to-hand kind of physical nature from the D-back and wide receiver right there.
2nd and 10, out of the gun. Ashley looked like he was going to pitch the ball, instead runs forward. He had Bungura right next to him. He faked the pitch, got the Navy defender to bite, and took it forward for about 5 yards, setting up 3rd and 5 from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing here, they're lining up, they're kind of spreading their offense out, and they're just kind of hitting them, wide, in, up the middle, just kind of everywhere, just spreading this defense thin, and just, football offense is a lot like pitching in baseball. You don't throw 8 straight curveballs. You go curveball, slider, you may be throwing a fastball in there, a cutter, anything to throw off the defense and not have them predict your offensive philosophy.
3rd and 5. Ashley back, looking, facing a lot of pressure. He is brought down and sacked. How about number 87, Cruz Romano from Evangel? Had 65 tackles on the year. That's one of the bigger ones. He's gotten a sack and a loss of about 12 yards, setting up 4th and a country mile from the 28-yard line.
Yeah, the offensive line right there was just trying to block strong right there. I don't know if there was a mix-up there or not, but offensive line tried to block strong, and the quarterback looked to his weak side and tried to hit a receiver and find something there, and the defensive line had 3 guys back there staring at him, and they did a fantastic job of reading the O-line and the quarterback and got back there before he could make a throw or make something happen with his feet. Fantastic sack right there, and they are way back. It's 4th down at a country mile.
So, yeah, 4th down, no real benefit to punting it here because they're at the 33-yard line. So it's going to be Ashley with Mangura in the backfield and 4 receivers split out wide. Ashley takes the snap. He's dropping. He's got time. He uncorks a high ball deep, and it was in and out of the hands of his receiver, James Carmack. And that will go the other way. Carmack had a chance to haul it in, but there were 2 defenders in the neighborhood and just forced the incompletion. Probably a ball Carmack wants back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Great throw by Ashley right there, though. I will give him his flowers there because he, in the face of pressure, threw the ball, just underthrew it, just hardly. Just wasn't enough English on it. Granted, into double coverage, but the receiver almost caught it still. It was just in and out of the hands, like you said, Theo.
So it's going to be Navy taking over. 5:28 to play in this 3rd quarter. Mooneyhan is in at QB, I believe. Mooneyhan's in at QB, but he doesn't take the snap. They're giving it to Thompson. Thompson throws to his receiver, number 12, Colin Keefe. First time we're calling his name. Cornerstone Christian sophomore who had 200 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. So that was a fascinating concept. Mooneyhan and Thompson were both back there. Thompson took the snap. Mooneyhan went out to block, and they hit Keefe for a gain of about 4 yards. They're going to hurry up here with both Mooneyhan and Thompson staying, and we are happy to report we have video back. We will continue to bring you coverage. So here's Thompson. He's going to throw that little slip screen, which was just a little too low for Ethan Peterson to haul in. Or Jacob Bean, rather. Apologies.
Yeah, and thankfully camera is back on. Video feed is back. Thankfully we got that figured out. So we don't have to do radio anymore, Theo.
You see, television is a beautiful American invention, and I am so glad that we have it back. And we apologize once again for the issues, and we appreciate you all for staying with us. now we get to watch the last 20 minutes of what's been a fun one together here. Thompson, handoff on 3rd and 5, and this one's not really going to go anywhere. That ball was given to Morris Smith, and it'll bring up 4th down. And with the way this game's gone, wouldn't be surprised if they punt this away.
Yeah,
and
a lot of defense.
Make Gold do something offensively.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're going to do as they're trying out their punt team, looks like. And I wouldn't be surprised with the fake, but I also, wouldn't be surprised if they punt it here either. Looks like they're going to play, the punt team's going to play a little bit shallow, as I believe that is number 2 for the Gold, Lashad McElvin. Excuse me if I butchered that pronunciation, but they're playing it shallow.
So Thompson, the punt, it's going to be fielded by McElvin on the run. He's got some room to work with. Going to be about a 10-yard return as he's corralled around the 42-yard line. So 3:14 to play in this 3rd quarter. 8-6 remains the score. Gold has had no shortage of opportunities to pull ahead, take a lead. We will see if they can get it done here. I apologize. I got mixed up on that last drive because that was Brantley Ellis, the guy in the backfield for Navy, not Mooneyhan. Mooneyhan is playing for Gold here, so a little mix-up, trying to keep track of everything on that last drive. Now Mooneyhan is out for Gold. 3:14. He's got some pre-snap motion, takes it out of the gun. Mooneyhan unloads, has him.
Yeah, one thing I want to say, kudos to these quarterbacks right here. They're getting, nailed, getting a lot of pressure defensively from the D-line. But, great play right there to just drop back, stay there, and deliver the ball in the face of the defender. And, little bit of a chunk yardage play right there. But, hey, you'll take it when the offense has not been able to move very much today. You take what you can get, Theo.
I'll say you guys obviously haven't really seen the plays in the trenches with the broadcast being out. Russell Lauderdale is having a fantastic game as the nose tackle for Navy here. He's generating pressure just about every play. Now Mooneyhan going to pitch this ball out for solid gain of about 6 yards. Morris Smith is going to set up 3rd and short as we approach the 3-minute mark in this 3rd quarter.
So what do you say right here, Theo? Do you think they're going to run the ball?
I believe they will. Almost be a little surprised if this ball
wasn't
goes
put on
in the air, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No. I mean, that's something they've kind of tried to establish here today, and it's just kind of been give and go. A lot of options today. A lot of QB keeps. Would love to see kind of like a power I lineup, and they just kind of punch it up the throat with this one. Would love to see that. Big physical football. I don't think anybody's going to turn that down. And looks like they're going to spread it. Excuse me. They are going to spread it a little bit right here.
So it's Mooneyhan with, I believe that's Smith next to him on this 3rd down and 3. He will throw the ball. We were both wrong, and talk about a PI. That pass was intended for number 35, Titus Clee, tight end for the Patriots. Or rather, Jedediah Saunders was the intended receiver. Apologies for that one. And he was just wrestled to the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One thing you're told as a defensive back, I would rather give up 15 than 6.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. I know that math doesn't quite math, but, in football terms, it makes complete sense. Saved the touchdown right there. Saved Team Gold from scoring points right there.
Team Gold is, for the 2nd straight drive, approaching. It was Ashley who took him to about the 20 last time out. Now Mooneyhan has him in striking range. So 2:46 to play. It's going to be 1st down from the 34-yard line. Mooneyhan with Smith directly behind him. Bit of a heavy set here. He's going to give to Smith, and the defense just breaks right through. 3 Navy defenders get to Smith and make it second and about 13, 14 yards.
Yeah, right there. Navy just lined up over the gaps and just shot them instantly. In those draw plays, you cannot afford to have, your defensive linemen, lining up over the gaps and shooting them. That's the purpose of a draw, to set it up as a pass so it can be a successful run play. And didn't quite sell it right there.
Mooneyhan talking to his receivers, giving instructions. Then a run back to that same formation now on second down. Snap, Mooneyhan, fake handoff, roll out, uncorks a deep pass. It's hauled in. It is hauled in. Huge play for Team Gold. Peyton Sawyer, the Cincinnati Eagles connection as the teammates hook up, setting up 1st and goal.
Yeah, huge play right there. Great connection right there by his receiver. Just hit the little post out route right there. And like you said, great hookup right there. And, man, what a pass. What a ball, Theo.
It was a beautiful play. Now Sawyer caught 13 balls for 284 yards. 7 of those catches were touchdowns. 6'1", 180. Big target as the 2 freshmen connect. So now, Mooneyhan, this is the first and goal we've seen since the second quarter. Handoff. No, fake handoff to Smith. Mooneyhan takes it himself, cuts, and he's in. Gold pulls ahead on the touchdown.
Yeah, great play right there. Looked like the linebacker from the weak side wanted to come in for a blitz, as we see right there on the replay, number 87. Looks like that was a intended blitz, a little drawn up right there. But, man, that quarterback keeps the ball on the read option and just hits the outside and gets physical for the touchdown run.
And then Mooneyhan, obviously a smaller guy out there. No fear of any of the hits.
No, and the smaller guys are shifty.
Oh, yeah.
Again, like I said earlier, there's a lot less of them to grab. So it's kind of hard to, wrap your hands around them and take them to the ground.
Well, we saw Gold try the PAT last time out. This time it appears they'll go for 2, trying to make it a 6-point game, which is obviously the correct decision. Mooneyhan with 2 backs, split to each side. He'll give this one to Smith, and Smith powers through, trucking a defender on his way to 2 points.
Yeah, great physical run right there. I mean, he just lowers his shoulder and his helmet and reaches for the end zone. That's a football play right there. That is kind of like a college-level play right there, Theo.
I apologize. That's actually Meade Costin on the run. Smith playing for Navy, and again, these blue uniforms for Team Gold continue to give me fits here, but I'm working on straightening that out. But Costin with the big run. So now you're in a position where we don't know what the kicking situation is for this Navy team, as we haven't seen them attempt to kick. They went for 2 last time they scored, but if you score a touchdown, you would need the conversion to be successful. Otherwise it would stay a tied game. So that could prove to be a very big conversion as we approach the late stages. Now, Gold set to kick it away. And this one will finally find its way into the end zone. Griffith struggled kicking a couple out of bounds earlier and finally gets the roll he was looking for. Going to set. It's going to force Navy to go the full length of the field now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And pretty much what Team Gold did with that possession, they just bled that clock out, man. They just run the life out of this third quarter. And correct me if I'm wrong, this is only their second possession this half?
I want to say third.
Third?
But, that last drive really was.
But, I mean, Gold has been taking away their opportunities on offense to score the ball, and, that can be dangerous in a football game like this.
I'd imagine Gold's going to end this game at around 60 minutes time, or 40 minutes time of possession out of the 60.
Right.
Which, you see the fatigue setting in for them defensively. The offense should be fresh, though. Ward going to split out to Molden on the screen. Molden has real estate. 20-yard pickup. There is a flag.
Oh gosh. They might have called a block in the back right there on the screen.
And that was indeed the call, and negates what was a huge play. Molden is just so shifty, so
Man.
athletic, and I'm surprised they haven't gotten him the ball more offensively here.
And you hate to see that, man, because that was a good run by Molden, and unfortunately it doesn't count because of the block. because of the
Molden
mistake.
also, we talked about his stats offensively earlier. Let's pull it up again, too. Reminder for anyone who missed, 48 receptions, 734 yards, 6 touchdowns, and he plays with Ward, so, he is his receiver.
Yeah, looks like
So-
they're going to assess 2 penalties on this play right here.
That connection, I don't know what the second one was.
It
but
was, I believe it was holding on the offensive line and then holding on the receiving end. So I guess it doubles up. And
Well, no, I think the holding is more of a penalty, right? The holding will be regardless. So yeah, I think the holding is what was accepted because it'll make it first down and just over 20 yards now. That's a costly one. That's a big swing for a team that all of a sudden has some pressure on them.
yeah,
See what Ward can do on this drive. Snap out of the gun. Dropping back. And he throws a pick. It is picked off. That is a huge swing. Jaquan Lewis Jr. from Windsor Academy makes the snag. And there are 6 points for Gold.
yeah. Let's see the replay right here. Yeah, he just snags that out of the air. He just read him like a book, and we see the celebration right here. Let's see if we can catch it. We can't catch it, but he did a backflip, and he earned that, man. Great play right there. Break out the turnover chain. I don't know if they have a turnover chain down there, but maybe in the future, Mr. Andrew Capps, if you're listening.
That is what many people call a turning point in a football game. As what a play for the freshman. 5'11", 145 pounds. Just read it perfectly. And
Yeah. Man, what a play.
that was the easiest 6 points he'll probably ever score, right? I mean, he just was able to walk in.
Well, he made it look easy. That ball, it was floated up, but it was a very catchable ball by the receiver, and he went after it. Like his hair was on fire. Just went after it, caught that ball, and brought it to its home. That was a fantastic defensive play right there, sir.
Well, now Mooneyhan out for the 2-point conversion, trying to make it a 14-point game. It's 20-8, 42 seconds to play in the quarter. He'll take the snap. He is going to be blitzed and killed behind Brantley Ellis there. We have 2 players wearing number 2, and Ellis from Wayne Christian School in Goldsboro, North Carolina, makes the play there to keep more points from going on the board. So 20-8 remains your score.
Yeah, great blitz right there off the edge. Just comes in hot and gets after that quarterback. That's what a good edge linebacker does.
Well, it'll be another kickoff for Griffith, who's between the punts and the K's had a lot of action today.
Yeah, he's been the steady leg here today.
He punted 35 times this season, averaging 25 yards per kick, and he's got no shortage of reps out there. Sophomore, I believe sophomore. Could have that wrong. But this is just about a must-score drive now for Navy. You haven't had any offensive production since your first drive of the game. Got to change that. See if the return can kick-start the effort. Some shifty moving to about the 26-yard line. See, that was on the return. It was Bubba Lungle.
Yeah, great return right there, shifty. Way to shift up the field. But talk about the defense on the kicking side of the ball. I mean, that was a very physical hit. Bringing great physical violence on the kickoff team is a necessary trait to have on any team. I mean, you got to have a guy on special teams who can get down the field and stop the special teams return from making something happen, Theo.
You absolutely need that. So it's Ronan Thompson back in, the sophomore at QB, with Morris Smith next to him in backfield. Thompson pressured, hit, and sacked. It's number 34, Chris Kuhn, making the play, making things harder for Gold, or for Navy, rather.
Yeah, and Gold has just shown out on defense this these past 3 minutes in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up going into the fourth, as we are seeing a running clock down to 9 seconds.
We've got 9 seconds. I would be in no rush to snap this. 5, 4. Will he get the playoff? 3. Oh, he did get the playoff at the last second, and that throw was
nearly
picked. Yeah, and Mike, get this, number 7, Mike Tyson there. Got a hand on it.
Yeah.
Iron Mike nearly made the big play. I've been waiting to call that name all day.
Yeah, that would have been a gut punch right there. See what I did there?
We have plenty of time to make those jokes in the fourth quarter as this Gold team looks in control. We'll see if we can have a comeback in a couple minutes.
I'll be there.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Welcome back to Gatlinburg for the fourth quarter of this Rising Stars game. Ronan Thompson and Team Navy looking to lead a comeback. Thompson on third down is going to throw this ball into the middle of the field. It was deflected and will fall incomplete, bringing up fourth down on the first play of the quarter. I'm Theodore Fernandez, joined by Blake Biggs, and we appreciate everybody for sticking with us today in what's turned into a very fun broadcast, very fun game.
Yeah.
Always a great time to get some postseason football. We appreciate y'all sticking with us through all the technical issues. And, you know, it was a struggle early on, but we're glad you're with us and giving us your time to watch these kids play. And these are kids that will get a lot of airtime on this network in the future, right? You know, we'll be seeing these guys likely in the All-American games down the stretch next year.
Maybe even at the college level, you know?
Yeah, right. Like, there is talent. There's actually there's a lot of very good players here. In the meantime, Thompson's going to have to punt this ball away, and it takes a favorable roll, but it's going to end up being fielded, and we actually had a solid return there. Trying to see who that was for Gold. It was McElvine, who has handled return duties all game for Gold. So now just like this, Team Gold, who was trailing the entire game, takes the lead, gets the pick six, and now is a 2-score lead, starting in opposing territory in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they got that touchdown pass earlier, and then they got the pick six. That was kind of a detrimental blow to Team Navy. And, you know, here they are. They're starting in really good field position at the other 35. They can milk this clock out a little bit, punch this ball in the end zone. You know, Dunzo, good night.
And Aaron Ashley has done a very good job just controlling things, making the right reads, making the smart plays. And here he's just going to hand this ball off to his running back, Bangura, who has also done a very solid job running the ball, you know.
Yeah.
We talked about his prowess on the ground. He had 6 100-yard games this year. This is a guy who understands how to be a workhorse and has done a very good job of it this year.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he's kind of been the dairy cow, I guess you could say, for this team. And, you know, when they've needed him, they've gone to him to run the ball. And excuse me, I correct myself. The bell cow, I believe, is the correct term.
That
for
is the correct term.
Oh.
Don't too many dairy cows on a football field. As Ashley is going to run the triple option, pitches it. Very dangerous play, as Bangura was fortunate to fall on that football. So thought about handing it off, then thought about keeping it, decided to pitch, and that ball hit the grass, and Bangura was able to hang on to the football. But now 3rd and long coming up.
Yeah, no, 3rd and long, and you hate to be in this position for Team Gold because, you know, you're in a situation to, you know, really and truly put this game away. You know, you run the clock out and, you know, you score right here. I mean, this game is virtually over considering, you know, how both offenses have not scored very much at all today. And, yeah, we're going to see how they respond here as they go in a wide look.
4 receivers out. Ashley back, facing pressure. They're after him. Can he get the ball away? He can as he's hit. It is up. It is in the air, and it is picked off. It is picked. Oh, it is incomplete. They said it hit the ground. That was a really close call.
Pass is incomplete.
Man, you hate to see that as he rolls out right here, puts the ball up in the air, and it's thrown in what looks like double coverage, but it was really a one-on-one scenario and just tip drill right there.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
It's a hard one it's a hard call to make in the moment. I think the ref obviously had the best view of it. So
well, that's one of those things where they kind of got lucky about not getting the interception since it was 4th down.
Well, it's
they're in better field position.
Well, it's 4th down now, so
oh, whoops, my bad.
we may see a punt. You know, a punt would probably put them in a similar spot, but if they can get a stop,
yeah, no,
which
absolutely.
Ashley is out there, I believe they will just go for it. You can put yourself in a very good spot with. You can stop them from moving the chains. Game hanging in the balance right here. We've got Houston out wide to the bottom of your screen. He's had the big plays all game. Trips to the left with Mangura in the backfield. Ashley takes the snap, and he will have some whistles and timeout called by Gold before the snap. Maybe want to rethink the decision, maybe want to change something up. We'll see. We will come back in a minute for this critical 4th down. We are back here in Gatlinburg, 20-8, Team Gold leading with just under 13 minutes to play. Gold with a chance to, looked like they were going to go for it, try to go for a dagger, you know, gut punch. Instead, Griffith will punt the ball away. So Navy still in the game. Chance to make it a one-score game with this upcoming offensive possession. We'll see what Griffith can do. Punting here. He gets it off cleanly. This ball is pretty high in the air, and it's a solid punt that takes a good roll to the 8-yard line where it's downed. So Navy's job is going to be difficult. Long way to go.
Yeah, and that's not the worst-case scenario. Like I said earlier, you know, if you're Gold, you would have preferred to run the clock down a little bit and scored. But, I mean, this is really good field positioning, you know, for Gold's defense. And it's not good for the Navy offense either because, again, you know, have not been able to move the ball very much today. So great job by limiting the damage right there for Team Gold.
And you look at Navy, I mean, even their one touchdown drive, they started at the opponent 21.
Yeah.
You know, so they have not been able to put together a complete drive, and they've really got to change that here if this game can stay competitive. So it will be Ward back in at QB for Navy. Kobe Ward alone in the shotgun. Steps up. Could have been brought down. Lofts this one over the middle of the field. He's got a man. He's got a completion. A big, big play to Todd Lundy. who takes it 40 yards to midfield.
Let's go to the replay on this one. As we see, quarterback just eludes two guys right there. Steps up, delivers a dot right there. Great block by the receiver right there, and just what a great run and great catch right there. That's such an athletic play by that young man right there.
It's officially a 39-yard pickup to the 47. That is how you start a drive. And, oh, boy, we have an injury on the field as the player went down grabbing his leg. They're able to get him off quickly, so we will not step aside.
Looks to be a cramp.
Yeah.
He's getting stretched out on the sideline.
That'll happen.
No.
In the meantime, what a start to this crucial drive. Kobe Ward is, while there's been a lot of ugly offensively, a lot of struggles, he has made some really athletic, impressive plays.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, he's kind of stepped up here. I know Kobe Ward a little bit undersized, comparably to his classmates, but man, heart over height, man.
So Ward on the slip screen gets it to Smith, who falls forward for a gain of about 6 yards. That's a perfectly executed slip screen. They let the defenders by, got it out, and turned it into a nice play, setting up a favorable down and distance.
Yeah, no, absolutely great play right there. And those two are teammates. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, no, great play right there. Got the ball off, and, those two are starting to heat up. I know a couple players on this team are from Concord Christian and Lakeway, so, kind of an East Tennessee connection right there.
Yeah, Ward Smith and also Dasani Molden, the receiver, all playing together there. Now they're going to go on this screen, and that's going to result in a very solid play. Again, this one went to Bubba Longold from Mount Bethel in Marietta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Turns into a big play.
Yeah, right there, the little dink and dunks kind of work right there. Screen play, I mean, just getting open in space. The O-line cleared it out perfectly for him, and now we're starting at first down, and what seemed to be dreadful offensive positioning is turning into good positioning.
Ward, again, a positive play, just continuing to move the chains. And Jacob Bean, who caught the lone touchdown earlier, hauls in another reception. And this will set up second and short. Second and about 1.5 yards.
And Ward's starting to heat up this team and, kind of do some compressions on this offense, bringing them back to life.
Ward's playing good, but also this offensive line.
Yeah, they're holding. They're holding great.
We saw Ward, he had to step up, avoid pressure the first play. Besides that, they've done their job perfectly. He is enough time and one-handed snag by Smith. You have to be kidding me. What a snag. We need another look at this one.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely do. As we see Smith right here on the replay, rolls out on the wheel route and just corrals it in. What a catch. What a catch, and what a throw right there.
Beautiful snag as we are back
in the red zone.
Yeah, inside the 10. First and goal at the 9. Still over 10 minutes to play. Ward rolling left. Does he have anyone? Lobs it up. End zone. Touchdown, Navy. How's that for a response? Bubba Longold brings them within one score.
Reminder, everybody, this drive started inside the 5 as Ward rolls out right here, hits his receiver deep fade, got him in the back of the end zone.
That is a
fantastic
7-play, 92-yard drive.
Oh, yeah.
Phenomenal. And they're going right back to that same formation they ran earlier on the 2-point conversion. This time it's Thompson in, obviously a much more physical runner. Low snap. And this one does not go as well. It's picked off. And did they blow that dead?
Well, in high school, you cannot advance the 2-point on defense. No. Okay. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see that, but
I thought we were about to have a pick 2.
A pick 2.
Instead, it is 20-14, and it is a one-score game. Beautiful offense. That 92-yard drive took under 3 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's everything they needed. And their quarterback heated up, man. I mean, he got hot. Him and I'm trying to think. Wilson, was it? They got a little juju going on right now. So if you're gold right now, the last thing you want to do is give this ball back to the hot hand.
Absolutely not. And we'll see if it's Mooneyhan or Ashley. We'll see which one goes out. Mooneyhan's got his helmet on, so I believe it will be him leading the offense, as those two have alternated all game. In the meantime, Navy to kick off. You can't have any special teams mistakes here, right? You just
Squib it.
You see, all right, so I heard a whistle before the kick.
Yeah. May have been a little bit of confusion on there.
There
but,
certainly was, and I think there's still a little confusion as so you try the onside kick, but no one was ready because of the whistle. That right?
Sawyer with the recovery. It'll be first down and 10 to go. Gold on
That's an unfortunate development for Navy, you know,
Yeah.
just getting thrown off by the circumstances. And talk about a break for gold, getting good field position here. And if you can just kill some time, get points, this is a completely different game.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if you give the ball back, you allow Navy to score a touchdown and go ahead with the conversion.
Well, I feel like if your goal, what you want to do is burn the clock. Not necessarily score, but burn the clock.
So Mooneyhan just going to give this ball to the receiver in motion on the sweep. We got a flag on the field, so we'll hold off on announcing anything. And that went to, it's number 6, so that is Milo Guidel, who's had a couple big plays today, and I believe this will be against the defense. Not sure quite what the call
Face
is.
mask.
Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Didn't see who the guilty party was on this defense, but onside kick and a face mask, and just like that, Gold is advanced into the 34-yard line.
Yeah, and you hate to see it, you know, if you're Navy's defense, what you felt like, you know, your offense had generated, you know, huge momentum for your team is now kind of crushed by that penalty right there. And, you know, now they're inside the 30, 40-yard line.
Mooneyhan with split backs next to him. Takes it, and he'll hand it off to the big back who's going to initiate contact and get forced out of bounds. And, oh, yeah, you cannot do that. So the ball was given to number 40, and I'm trying to find the name on.
Yeah, big man cut it outside, and that's a Shamad Akri from Windsor Academy in Georgia.
And you saw him, like, kind of toss the ball at the defender after the play. First of all, what a fun run. I mean, he was just bumbling over there. And, you know, you also got out of bounds, which stops the clock. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a fun little run. I love to see the big guy run, but, man, you got to hold it, man. You got to hold that football.
Well, this really, really changes things from 1st and 10 inside the 40 to 1st and 25 at the 49-yard line.
Field, yeah.
You know, you're basically at midfield. And
I think that is midfield, 50, at the 50.
So, and I guess because it was after the snap, it's going to move to second down, too.
Yeah.
So
loss of down.
Massive break for Navy after the face mask and the failed onside kick. Now Gold.
I wouldn't be surprised if they send a couple guys to the end zone and they just chuck it up right here.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point in being conservative here at this point. You know, time won't really matter now. So Mooneyhan's going to step up. He didn't really have anything. He takes a hit, and he is wrapped and brought to the ground. 23, Julian Harden, the cornerback, who had just 1 sack all season. I guess that's technically not a sack. It's a 2-yard pickup, but a huge, huge stop.
Yeah, and that's a great tackle right there. You know, just clean up the play. And, you know, it looked like he was about to escape that sack. Or not sack, more so. Well, was it a sack?
No, he gained a yard.
Okay, yeah.
Julian Harden, member of the Freedom Cowboys, player who will be very key for them down the. He already had 31 tackles this year, picked off 2 balls. He had a role on the team, which will only grow as time passes.
And he's a guy in the secondary, and I know, you know, 30 tackles doesn't seem like a lot for, you know, linebackers and, you know, everywhere else. But, I mean, secondary guys, 30 tackles is a big impact.
Absolutely. So now Mooneyhan. big play here. 3rd and a long way to go. He chucks this ball. Does he have the connection? Just a little out of the range for the intended target, Sawyer. Those two obviously teammates, as we discussed, with Cincinnati. So after a very promising start to the drive with the onside kick and the penalty, Navy going to get the ball back with 8.5 to play.
Yeah, and I guess the only beneficial thing to this drive right here that Gold can hang their head on is, they burned a little bit of clock. And I guess the best thing you could do right now is just hope your defense stops. But honestly, that's optimistic thinking. The last drive, they drove for 92 yards in 7 plays. So we'll see if they have something different drawn up. Maybe they go into like kind of a 3-3 stack. Switch up maybe a defensive formation. Maybe they go into Tampa. We'll see.
So the 4th down punt is gotten away, and it's actually a pretty good one. That takes a good bounce, and this thing continues to roll. And for the 2nd straight drive, Navy will start at its own 8-yard line.
Yeah, forgive me if I'm wrong. I believe they are spotted at the exact same spot as they were the last drive.
Yes, they are. So Griffith doing his job for Gold, this punter.
Yeah. So I feel like special teams, player of the game, he may have a shot at it based on his punting performance so far.
Absolutely. 8:20 to play. Hitting the home stretch of this football game.
This has been a good one, Theo.
Yes, it has been. So we're going to see, looks like we're going to see Thompson out there this drive for Navy.
Yeah, that's an interesting move to sub out the hot hand, but we'll see.
Ward has been playing some phenomenal football, but Thompson's done his part. Snap out of the gun. He'll hand it off to Smith, who just tears through a couple defenders en route to a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great run right there. But, excuse me, as we talk about the hole, you could drive a semi through that hole, man.
Oh, yeah.
The offensive line just opened that thing up for him, and that results in a 7-yard run.
Thompson out of the gun. Gives it right back to Smith, and not as much success this time as he's going to pick up maybe a yard. Will be 3rd down.
Yeah, and Smith, a very physical runner, just couldn't find the hole right there. Tries to power through for the 1st down, but just no giving up right there. Great physical runner right there. He's going to be fun to watch in the next couple years as he, lowers his shoulder, tries to put a man to the ground.
Oh, and he actually moved the chains. I thought he was marked short, but no.
Oh, wow.
That's a 3-yard pickup. Oh, that's a 3-yard pickup.
Yeah, just enough right there for the 1st down. Lowering that shoulder, it works, man. Get physical when you run.
Thompson, screen. Oh, and that was intended for Lungle, who they've had a lot of success feeding Lungle on the screens, but you got to catch it first to pick up yardage. That'll stop the clock, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and those wide receiver screens have been pretty successful so far today. Again, just through the hands. You hate to see it as a receiver. It happens. It gets the best of you.
Just took your eyes off the ball a little too early. And, you've seen their approach so far. Like, Navy's in no rush here, which I don't think you need to be with how much time you have left.
Absolutely not, no.
So Thompson back. He is pressured. They nipped at his ankles. He stayed on his feet, and Thompson will slide. Solid pickup, turning that into a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, Thompson right there, just corralling out of the pocket, making the best out of what he's got. Just didn't have anything there from his offensive line, and smart awareness right there by instead of the pass in there, the D-line got to me, I'm just going to fold and take a sack. No, he gets physical, uses those God-given legs of his, and escapes. And now he lives to see another play.
You look at Lungle, he's off on an island at the top of your screen. I'd look for him to maybe get the ball on a slant here as Thompson's looking that way, and there's the slant. 1st down, and Lungle brings the defender with him. Thompson didn't even look anywhere else. He saw the matchup he wanted, and he threw that ball.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love that play to line up wide and put that cornerback almost on an island over there and then go in. It's hard as a cornerback to get that inside momentum and defend that inside of the field more than it is that outside of the field sometimes. But great play right there, great play call, and great catch. He kept moving those feet for the first down.
Thompson hand off to Smith. Has about 2 yards on first down, and this clock is really starting to tick as we approach 5.5 to play. You know, it's funny. You look at Navy, right, and the offense they've had. You had really fast drive last time around, but that has not been the case for much of the game. So you'd have to imagine this is probably going to be the last drive where you can run your normal offense today, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, this is something they love to do, is they love to milk this clock until the very end. And, you know, I think this drive started with like 8 or 9 minutes left, and now we're down to 5.
Yes, it did. And Smith tried to get something there and was brought down. No gain on that, maybe a yard. Yeah, they'll give him a yard, setting up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and Smith is one of those runners you will rarely tackle in the backfield because he's so quick, he's so physical, and you can only hope to, you know, stop him right at the line to gain. And great job by the defense right there to just meet him where he's going, meet him before then, and just pop him and get him down to the ground.
Thompson on 3rd down, looking, huge play, deep throw. It is deflected, just excellent coverage by the man back there, number 20, Tyler Ron.
Pass incomplete, broken up by Ron.
And me personally, I thought Navy would have went for the run on 3rd down right here because it is kind of a manageable distance too.
You know, especially knowing that you were going for this no matter what, and they will on 4th and 6. Now you have to throw this football, I'd imagine. I don't know, unless you try to catch them off guard. Critical play with 4:27 to go. 14-20, down a score. And Gold is going to call a timeout, and can't blame him. Blake, what would you dial up here?
Oh, on offense or defense?
Either.
Oh, okay. So for offense, I try a little tunnel screen. The screen has worked to perfection today. Why not throw, a loop at them? Now for defense, honestly, I would just have my defensive lineman do kind of like a shade. So I'd have my end shade, and then I have my D lineman back up, kind of play contain, do like a little quarter back up and just contain, backpedal, and then I have my linebackers sit right at the line to gain, and then have my safety step up.
We thank you all for sticking with us through all our technical issues. Theo Fernandez, Blake Biggs on the call, bringing you coverage. Game 1 of 3 on this field in Gatlinburg. Game 1 of 5 on the 8-Man Extreme Network today. 4th down, 4.5 to play. Biggest play of the game thus far for Thompson. Takes the snap, 4th down, facing pressure, gets away. He's going to use his legs. He has the first down. Excellent job surviving and keeping the drive alive.
Yeah, right there, the defensive line, they were they were after that quarterback. They saw it hard on him, and great awareness right there by the quarterback to get out of that pocket, run with it, and now he's got a first down, and the drive continues.
That was Langston Young in pursuit. He's been all over the place in that backfield, giving both quarterbacks a really hard time. Thompson recognized it, got away, and he got the snap. There should have been a flag thrown on this play.
Ooh.
He got that ball out, and it is completed to Jacob Bean. Now, you saw Thompson kind of recognize that they had a late sub, so he snapped that ball where there's still 12 men on the field. It doesn't matter because he moved the chains.
He moved the chains right there, and let's talk about the window he had, to fit that ball in and how small it was and how perfectly he got it to his man. That's a second-level throw right there, second level of the field, and he just squeezed it in to his receiver. That's a great throw right there, showing off his arm talent.
Under 4 minutes to play. First down snap. Thompson has all the time in the world. What has he got out there? He has the run. Big play, cuts upfield. Thompson, 10, 5, one man to beat. Shovels, barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Thompson.
Yeah, great play right there. I mean, let's see the replay right here. He had all day in the pocket. very clean. And he just steps up. He finds a hole in the secondary and just busts it with that physical move towards the end zone. Great way to lower the shoulder, young man.
He had so much time. Defense did such a good job in coverage. He takes off. I'm thinking, take 6 yards, get down.
Yeah.
He had other plans. Phenomenal football.
Well, it looked like the secondary shifted towards the left side of the field. So maybe they saw something there. And as we see the quote-unquote Colts lineup right here.
So we've got a tied game. This would be for the lead with 3:36 to play. Thompson going to keep it, going to throw. And they were all over that defensively. Talk about a stop when you need it. Trey Tigner, the Chambers Academy, defender, made the play.
Folks, we are all tied up.
I'll tell you, it's a 2-score game.
Uh-huh.
And Gold has it in Navy territory. I'm thinking in my head, this game's about to be over.
Oh, yeah.
How about these two QBs, Ward and Thompson, each leading a sensational touchdown drive to tie this game up?
Yeah, since the third quarter, they've kind of busted out of the woodshed, really showing out. They've found some holes in this defense, and man, they've got some talent, man. This is so fun to watch, and these guys got 2-3 years left to play. So,
yeah, this is the worst they're ever going to be. That's crazy. Here's the kickoff, and it's going to be fielded, as it has been all game, by McElvine, and he's going to end around the 30-yard line, so solid field position as Gold looks to get game-winning points. Now, an important note, as we have discussed, special teams a lot today with Evan Griffith, who can also kick it, right? We saw him attempt the PAT, so I don't know quite what his range is, but you got to know that if they get to a certain point in the field and with 3 minutes, you don't know how the offense will look, they'll probably be willing to let him attempt a game-winning kick at some point.
Yeah, and at some point, I wouldn't doubt they try and let this fly down the field, man. Like I would, if I'm this offensive coordinator right now, do I want to ground and pound? Yes, but also I got to get down this ball field, man. I'm going to, pull in my inner pirate, rest in peace Mike Leach, by the way, and air raid this son of a gun.
Now Mooneyhan, the freshman, back in the game. Split back shotgun. He's going to hand this ball off. Oh, and we have a flag thrown as it started by a solid run for Bangura, but I do believe this will be coming back. A holding on the offense will make it 1st and 20.
Man, if I had not a dollar, if I had $20 for every flag thrown on today's game, I'd be a very rich man right now, Theo.
Yes, there have been a lot of them. And you look at this game, Mooneyhan, we called him in August, led his Cincinnati Landmark Eagles to a 31-0 win over the Cabarrus Stallions, starting his career right here.
Yeah, as a freshman.
Can he end his freshman season with another signature moment, a touchdown game-winning go-ahead drive?
I'm going to go ahead and say, if he can, what a way. What a freshman year to have, man. That might honestly be the best freshman year to have.
And all centered around Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Mooneyhan takes the snap, 1st and 20. Fake handoff pitch, and Bangura's brought down. How about that defensive effort? We have called the name Caleb Belcher earlier today. Not since the first half, though. 52 steps up, makes the huge stop.
Yeah, and great defense right there. They, covered that option well by doing the contain. I feel like that's the only way to stop the option. You send your linebackers in the gaps, and you send your edges to contain, and you send your DNs B gap.
Navy just called a timeout to stop the clock, so we'll step aside for a minute. 2:38 to play. We've got a fun one. Welcome back to Gatlinburg, where we are here at beautiful Hammond Stadium at Legion Field, overlooking the mountains. It's a great place for some football. We see the players on the next level teams, the All-American games that are coming up, looking on, and they are getting some fantastic football, as are you. Jacoby Mooneyhan looks to lead Team Gold to a win here, 2020. Second down. Oh, it's picked off. No way. It is Thompson. Thompson with the pick six. Are you kidding me?
Who would have thought that Thompson would win the game on a pick six because he's been playing quarterback? Who would have thought, Theo?
Ronan Thompson. I've been meaning to make a note of it because he's been out there defensively a couple times.
He's one of those Iron Man guys.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You not only do you lead your team down the field for a game-tying touchdown drive, but you then get the pick six to go ahead with 2.5 to play. Ronan Thompson is the MVP of this football game.
You believe so? You know so.
I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind here now. Can Thompson convert on the two-pointer? We've got a late sub and should be a free play, as
they don't call the late sub.
No, I mean, he was behind the line of scrimmage on the field when it was snapped, but
yeah.
Regardless, 26-20.
Wow. It was 8-20 at one point.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
So, and Navy looks in control of this game for much of it, right? Just completely shutting down Gold's offense.
If you would have told me.
The script completely flips.
Yeah, I know. If you would have told me at the third quarter that Navy was going to drive, 92 yards and come back and win this game, I would have called you a bold-faced liar, man. And, here we are, man.
We've had an absurd fourth quarter. Just so many. It was 8-6 minutes ago. So here's the kickoff. It's going to be fielded by big number 40, who's going to take a hit and be brought down at the 24-yard line. We've called 40's name.
Yeah, that's a big hit right there.
Today. That is a Cree there. So you threw the pick a minute ago, Mooneyhan. It's going to be Ashley taking over now for the potential game-winning drive. So, look, 2 minutes, 18 seconds is plenty of time.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley has had a fantastic season this year. The sophomore from Snook Christian in Foley, Alabama. 1,500 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 10 picks. He's a dual threat. He's ran for 650 and 14 touchdowns, but the run game, can't really look there now at this stage in the game. Takes the snap. He'll throw it. He's got a completion to the tight end, Solards, and this will go for about 9 yards. He's brought down. Clock continues.
It stops. It's a first down, yeah.
Yeah, they gave him the
That's
first
a first
down. Now you got to get to the line, get set, and get moving with 2:09 to play. Clock has started.
And what a throw earlier that he made.
Oh, yeah, no, he hit him perfectly.
On his offsides. Man, got him on the hard count.
No, it's a false start.
Or, yeah false start, my bad.
Molden took an early step, the receiver. And
see, I meant to say, I saw that receiver go. I'm like, dang, it'd be your own hard count, man.
Yeah. And obviously when you bring a bunch of guys together who haven't really played, there are going to be issues, right? We've seen a lot of pre-snap festivities on both sides. Aaron Ashley, clock under 2 minutes and ticking. 1st and 15. Dropping back. Has time. Steps up. Running. And just barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage. And into the game runs Jacoby Mooneyhan, but we have an injury which will stop the clock. No, clock continues. Yeah, clock does stop at 1:42. So we have an injury for Navy. We will step aside and bring you the conclusion of this game momentarily. .142 to play here in Gatlinburg. This has just been a fun game. Team Navy just pulled ahead 26-20 on the pick six by Ronan Thompson. Now Jacoby Mooneyhan has checked back into the game. Probably, you need to sling this ball, and he's got the slightly better arm. But we are down to 90 seconds to play as the clock continues to tick. 3 receivers out. Oh, and another false start. This one on Trip Houston, who's had so many big plays today. Caught the first touchdown for Team Gold, but he's going to cost him 5 yards there.
Yeah, man, you hate to see that, but, I mean, it's just the nature of it, like you were saying earlier. These are, guys who just got together this week. There's going to be a little bit of miscommunication on that front.
I believe the clock will start on the whistle, and, yeah, we're down to 80 seconds and counting. Mooneyhan. What can he do? Back to throw. Gets stripped at the line. It is recovered. No way. It's Thompson again. It is Thompson again.
Yeah.
Another touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, a strip
That
6, man.
Is the dagger, but we have a flag. It's offensive holding. It does not matter. Have you ever seen a guy carry his team down the stretch the way Ronan Thompson just has?
I would say no, but I'd be a liar. But Ronan Thompson, nonetheless, has carried his team. I kind of said earlier, they took the hot hand out, with Wilson, cutting up on the, 92-yard drive to score. Bad judgment on my part. Thompson has cooked.
Ronan Thompson marches down the field. 92-yard touchdown drive. Ronan Thompson gets the pick 6 with under 3 minutes to put his team ahead, and then Ronan Thompson.
Strip 6.
Strip 6. And that will be your dagger here. With 67 seconds to play, this would make it a 14-point ball game. Thompson takes the snap. He's going to get killed at the line, but it does not matter much here. 32-20 is your score, and this is one of the crazier fourth quarters I've had the privilege of calling, and we've had the privilege of seeing here in Gatlinburg.
Oh, yeah. No, what is it, 26 straight points from Team Navy?
Yeah.
Wow.
40 total points in the fourth quarter of this one.
Wow. Hey, I'm for it, man. I'm for it. I'm not really – I like defense, but I like watching an offensive game. I'm more of a defensive guy, but I love watching a good shootout.
Hey, well, the last 2 touchdowns you've seen have been defensive, so you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
here.
no, I'll say I know it was low scoring going into the third quarter, but you know what? All is forgiven now.
Oh, yeah. Well, now we'll see some desperation offense from Gold, trying to make something happen, This game just flipped so fast, man. So it's going to be fielded by Acree, who's going to look to take this one up. Big, powerful running back, barrels to the 26-yard line. And we have a minute on the dot left to go.
Yeah, at this point of the game, you just want to get, you just want to get down the field and see if you can, somehow salvage this game. But, man, what a comeback from Navy. What a statement win for Thompson, man. He's gonna be an issue.
We talk about momentum heading into the next season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's going to be an issue for whoever has to square up against him, man. He's going to be hard to game plan because he's everywhere. I mean, that strip sack, I think he was on the D-line for that pick 6. I think he was, playing linebacker or safety, somewhere in the secondary. And he's a quarterback, and he can run it.
Ronan Thompson, Mount Bethel Christian Academy. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 200 pounds.
So hang on. Go ahead.
He threw for 700 yards, 13 touchdowns, 5 picks in 10 games, right? Not much of a passer. Rushed for 7 touchdowns. Was solid on both ends there, but 59 tackles on the year.
Yeah.
25 TFLs. 11 sacks, 7 forced fumbles. None bigger than the one he just had. Named team MVP on a squad that went 9-1. Just such a critical player. And we look at guys and we always like to try to evaluate, is this a guy who could play at the next level?
This
Ronan
guy's
Thompson
legit, yeah.
Is a guy who could play at the next level.
So if my memory serves me right, He's got a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, a strip 6, and a pick 6, right?
You are completely correct.
Wow.
So Ashley going to try to air it out, and this one is going to be picked off, and there is –
oh, there's some flags on the field on the return as this is going to –
yeah, wow, this is a crazy play here.
Oh.
And he's going to –
turf monster.
Be brought down there. Yeah, but Dasani Molden, I've been waiting to see some explosiveness from him.
Yeah. Well, there it is.
Was.
As there's a flag on the field.
Flag is, and we do unfortunately have an injury on the play.
Look to be clipping from the back.
Goals looking to help him off, and with 38 seconds, I'm assuming we're just looking at a kind of kneel down now. Wishing all the best for the injured party. But, man, what a fun finish here. This has just been a phenomenal football game, and we have 2 more to bring you today. So,
oh, yeah.
With 38 seconds to go, they are going to call this one back. You are correct on the clipping call. It's been a pleasure to bring you guys coverage of this game. We, once again, really appreciate everybody for sticking with us, choosing to spend time with us here on 8-Man Extreme through all of our technical issues. We do our best to bring you guys a high-quality production. We have 2 broadcast teams going today. We're going to have a lot of football starting. We'll have 1 game starting at the small field at 1 o'clock. You can catch that right at 1. This game will be a little delayed with giving teams time to warm up. Probably looking at closer to a 1:20 kickoff, if I had to guess, for the next level game 1. Comprised of players from 8 and 11-man rosters. Has a lot of talent. QB, got Eli Carr out there for Evangel Superstar. We've got Jalen Venter, Freedom Cowboys. There are some big names there. That'll be a fun one. I'll be on the call for that as
read option kicks it out.
Ward back out there. He'll go down, and that should end your football game. As I believe they will be content with letting this thing run out. Blake, what a game.
Yeah, what a game, man. That was what an incredible comeback. Doesn't look like they're going to run another play here, but
yeah, we've got some applause. Everybody recognizing 2 teams who left it all out on the field, but it's Navy who comes away with it. 32-20 win thanks to the heroics of 2-way star Ronan Thompson. We thank you all once again for tuning in. We thank all of the incredible production people, producer Scott, James Shannon, who was running all over the place helping to fix our camera.
Nice
and thank you
backflip.
all for tuning in. For Blake Biggs and everybody who made this possible, I'm Theodore Fernandez. We will see you for the next games in an action-packed All-American day.